What's good, y'all? Back again today with a very special video. Hopefully, I'm greeting you guys with the utmost of happiness and health. So today we're gonna have a conversation that we had a part one earlier. I guess I could call this part two, but I don't really like to make sequels like that. So I'm gonna try my best to cover everything the most that I can in this one video. I know a lot of people don't have time to watch all the videos, and especially if they're long. So I'm going to try to respect your time and just be here for maybe 2 hours. What time is it? It's about 8 o'clock. Yeah, I'll be here about 2 hours. So what up, Mark Sanchez? What up to everybody that's going to join the chat, and anybody that'll join the chat later and watch the stream back later. So what we're talking about tonight is something very unique and something very special. I did make a video before this, but if you have, I'm just going to pretend like you haven't seen the video I made earlier today. I'm going to try my best to just recap it. This is very strenuous and this is very tedious for me to talk about, but I do believe it's a necessary thing for me to set up so that none of us can act like we don't know how we got here, okay? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about the so-called beef or the so-called war between women and transgenders. Now, if you don't know anything about that, yes, you're going to have to look at my last few videos if you really want an in-depth breakdown. But essentially what we've been saying is that the transgender and I want to talk particularly about the Black community because, even though it seemed like everybody was on the forefront of this trans thing, and yes, it's true that they have transgenders of all races, it really was the Black woman who carried this transgender thing on her back and allowed that to go unchecked in our community. Because, I mean, yes, you had, Asian transgender activists and everything, but the Asian transgender activists were not giving lectures to the Asian community. Do you remember that? Do you know that the Asian, delegation for the transgenders are not going back to their grandmothers and grandfathers of the community and telling them that they are traditionally wrong? Now, we have our Gabrielle Unions, we have all these type of, and I think Gabrielle Union is a big part of this conversation. Because she's one of the perfect examples of Black women that openly supported transgender and scolded, right? She scolded us when we did not accept it. So yeah, again, there might be, Saudi Arabian transgender activists, but guess who they're not going back to and telling that they're wrong and challenging them? They're not going back to Dubai and challenging the men there. So I need you to remember how America's kind of like a free-for-all, and Black people in America, particularly Black men, since we don't have a home, we don't have a government, we don't have a military, and these type of things, we just coincidentally happen to be the ones asked out. Put a 7 in the chat if y'all can hear me. I just need to make sure y'all can hear my voice. I'm gonna try to make, like I said, this video as quick as possible. I'm not even looking for a lot of people to join. I was going live earlier and then the computer messed up, so now I'm in a more secure place. So if you don't know what we're talking about, like I said, it's the gender war between Black women and transgenders. And some of you would say, J-Lethal, why are you worried about this? You're making something out of nothing. I'm going to say to the beginning, to the end of time, I'm going to say, hold on. Fuck is that? Oh, it's just a seed. Damn. That's some good watermelon right now. That shit just turned me into a motherfucking slave. Some good old watermelon right there. Bursting with flavor. So anyway, the war, and I just got out the shower, so I guess that's why I look a little ashy. I feel like I look a little ashy right now. The war between black women and the transgender community. Who's going to win? Well, that comes down to a number of factors. Can somebody put that in the chat? A house divided. A house divided. You remember I made a video called A House Divided, and mainly in that video, I was talking about the white community in America, the traditionally white, heterosexual, Christian, quote unquote, community in America versus the quote unquote new liberal, transgender and gender affirming care white people. But I was also talking about the black man versus the black woman. A house divided cannot stand. Remember the scripture that said that? The scripture says that Christ said this, that a house divided against itself cannot and will not stand. It shall not stand. So now here's another aspect of a house divided. The beehive. Somebody put that in the chat. The beehive is now divided. And I want to keep on pressing this point because we're not going to look over it. We're not going to move to the next story, because what's going to happen if we move to the next story without resolving these issues? What happens if there's a internal conflict, or here in this case, an external conflict that's spilling out in the streets, and you never address it with that person, and somebody just told you to move on from it? Eventually, y'all are going to fight even worse than before. You're going to fight even worse than if you would have fought or had an argument or a debate when it first happened. See, that's what happens. Sometimes you got to let motherfuckers fight it out. As long as it's a fair fight, if motherfuckers both talking that shit, you got to let them fight it out. You can't always break up every fight. Some fist fights might save a gunfight. Can somebody put that in the chat? You might save somebody from a gunfight by allowing them to have a fist fight, or at least a debate argument. So we're talking now about the black woman and the black transgender male. Can somebody please put this in the chat, because I felt like I wasn't clear enough in the first video. Women need to start calling themselves female to win this argument. I'm going to read some comments in a minute, but I need at least 15 likes on this video in the first hour. I don't care how many people are in here. Find a way to get this video 15 likes in the first hour. And put this in the chat. Women need to start calling themselves female. Not all the time, and I know a lot of women don't like to call themselves female because, hell, you could have a female dog, right? I'm a woman, remember? Does any man in the chat remember or recall any woman ever saying, I don't like being called a female, I'm a woman? Because, some men were like, oh, these females, oh, that female over there. And so they want to make the distinction that they are a woman, which is what? An adult human female. I'm not a female dog. I'm not a female cat. I'm a female adult human, which is a woman. That's a very particular title that can only fit on a very particular person. It's not a dog female. It's not a baby female. A woman is an adult. This is the word we use for adult female woman. But this is the loophole. And I'm going to show you the videos in a minute. But the loophole is that the transgender community is telling you that women is a social construct. Can somebody put that in the chat? These are all of the things that I learned from debating with the LGBT community over time. Woman is a social construct. They don't, for some reason, they don't believe what the dictionary says, that the woman is an adult human female. But then again, is it so new? Now let's think about this real quick before I even get into my topic. Is it so new of an idea to believe? How do I say this? Is it so new of an idea to believe that people are changing definitions? Do you remember this picture right here? I showed it to you a long time ago. Did I delete it? Damn it, I think I might have actually deleted it. Yeah, I think I deleted it because I I had it here for the longest time. I got tired of seeing it because it just bothered my spirit. I'm gonna see if I still have this picture real quick. Nope, I think I deleted that shit because that shit was bothering my spirit. Certain pictures, like right now, I have all these receipts in front of me. Oh, here it is. Nope, I didn't delete it. Here it is. Y'all remember this? Put a 7 in the chat if you remember this. Infinite Charms. Women need to start calling themselves female. Why? Because they said that woman is a social construct and it's not the biological. And they said, and what they slipped up and said is that a female is the biological. The woman is the thing that you can decide. The female is the thing that you can't. But remember here, if you look at the top, this little project that you're looking at is called Boys Can Be Princesses Too. De facto, you remember this? You remember. De facto, you remember. Boys Can Be Princesses Too is what this is called. And this is two red women who came up with the idea that boys can be princesses too when they were babysitting, or they were teaching some little boys, and the boys wanted to only play, they didn't want to play with the dolls because the dolls, the princesses, are for girls. So these women, these teachers, quote unquote, in Babylon took it upon themselves to say boys can be princesses too. But when you look into the definition of a princess, can somebody do that for me? Can somebody tell me the definition? Because remember, the transgender community seemed to be the only community telling us to completely throw away the dictionary. Think about that. The transgender community seemingly is the only community openly telling us to just forget everything we know about reality, forget everything we know about science, throw away the whole dictionary, language, English, just throw it away. That's what they're doing right now. So when you see that the boys can be princesses too, it's a lie. Because what's the definition for princess, guys? What's the definition for princess, guys? We're going to ask one more time. What is the definition of a princess? No, that's not the right definition. The princess isn't a girl. There you go. The princess is the daughter of a king. We have to be very particular when we talk to the transgender community. And that's what I'm trying to get you. My whole focus of all of these chats when it comes to the transgender community is to show you what's happening, show you what's going to happen, and show you how to deal with it. Somebody put that in the chat. We're showing you what's happening, showing you what's going to happen, and showing you how to deal with it. So when they say boys can be princesses too, because they feel like it, that's a goddamn lie. Because in order to be a princess, you have to be a daughter, Conscious TV. And Jay, or de facto, how about you tell me this? What is the definition of a daughter? Right? You see how all these words always go back to the same thing? A girl, a woman, a daughter. What does it all go back to? A female. It all stems back to the science. But they're trying to get you to forget that. Okay, so let's move forward, because I told you I wasn't going to take too much of your time, right? Now, we're talking about this dude, Conscious TV, tonight. And just to introduce him to you, this is a man who found me on YouTube. I need to say this again. And I don't have a beef with this man. We already went through our little thing. I just want to, I'm still going to talk about it though. Because he's made videos about me on my channel. I didn't move to YouTube to tell him to take the videos down and try to strike his channel, nothing. He's made videos about me when I didn't even know it. Somebody had to come and tell me that he made a video or 2, 3. He was upset. Conscious TV, look at this. Conscious TV called himself being messy and sticking up for the women when I made those videos talking about we need to knock their head between the washer and dryer. He got all the women and all the Beehive. He flew back to the Beehive. Somebody put that in the chat. Conscious, now mind you, just in case you don't know who this is, we're going to show you real quick. Because Conscious TV is the man who found me on YouTube about 3-4 years ago. And he told me he was a fan of my work. At the time, he had 20,000 subscribers. He told me he was a fan of my work and a fan of my content. He watches my content. When I go to his channel, I realized he has 20,000. He said he wanted to do an interview with me. So I agreed. On the day that we were going to do the interview, I went on his channel. I see he's a flamboyant gay black man. Initially, my red flags went up because I'm like, okay, how is this man a fan of my work, but he's a flamboyant gay black male? Most flamboyant gay black men, they don't like my work. At least they don't like when I start talking about the transgender community. So I had an idea that he might want to try to trick me. You know, I'm a runaway slave, guys. Somebody put that in the chat. It's very hard to trick a runaway slave. Very hard. Very, very hard. So he tried to trick me, and now we know that that was the case. But back then I didn't know it, so I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. He said he was standing in the gap between black men and black women. As a gay black man, he just wanted to have a conversation and be the mediator, right? Can somebody put that in the chat? Do you know what a mediator is? Put not a meteor, put the definition for a mediator in the chat. He said he wanted to be a mediator between me and the black woman, but when I got on his channel, he wasn't doing that. He was sticking up for women and taking the position of a woman. There was even times where he called himself, he said we, when it related to women, he said we. And then when he talked about black men, he said y'all. This is a man who refers to a lot of times men as y'all and women as we. So this is why I'm telling you about the Beehive. This is what I've been telling you about before, but tonight's video I want to show you is special because this video is going to show that this man does not care about women. And why is this important? Is it to call Conscious TV out? Well, yeah, a little bit, but it's mostly to show the women, maybe some of the women that might have followed Conscious TV, because you had a lot of women that were following him when it was time to come against the black man, right? But you're about to see that his own people are going against him now. And we're going to see how that plays out, because remember, it's not an all-out fight yet. You know how, somebody tell me how women and the transgender community and the LGBT community usually starts a fight. Tell me how the fight usually starts. Is it just straight up telling you, I don't have, especially when they're dealing with each other? How do they deal with each other when they're what's it called? Throwing shade. That's what it's called. That's what the black women and the LGBT community call it. Throwing shade, right? Being messy, right? So what they do is, girl, da da da. It's like a real passive aggressive and keyword on aggressive. It's barely passive, more aggressive. Ooh, girl, them shoes, or whatever the case. Ooh, girl, ooh, child, ooh, child. Right? You know what it is when they start throwing shade at each other. So it's not a full-out fight yet. So let's get to the topic of the conversation. I want to show you some things, but first I want to show you what this person has to say about the women who do not like to be called cis, because this is a deep conversation with so many elements in it. And if you just look at it like the woman versus the trannies, you're going to miss the whole thing. You're going to miss so many things if you just look at it just from one lens. Okay. Now, Jess Hilarious, I showed you the video before. She's the only woman who really came out, the only celebrity woman. And even then, Jess Hilarious is like a C-list celebrity at best. She is not a household name yet. I told you, there's a difference in fame. Suki Hana, DC Young Fly, Jess Hilarious, these are not household names yet. Cardi B, Beyonce, 50 Cent, these are household names. Okay? So when you're talking about these type of people, these aren't necessarily household names yet, but they're big enough. So Jess Hilarious is somewhat of a celebrity, and she's the only. Can somebody put that in the chat? Notice the silence is deafening. Can somebody put that in the chat? The silence is deafening. It's exactly what I've told you before. There's not enough women to come out against the Beehive. Where are all the women? All the Kevin Samuels women, all the whoever women, where are they at right now? All the celebrity women, where's all the women who were fighting for their right to, in Roe versus Wade and my body, my choice, don't police me, and say, where's Megan Thee Stallion? Oh, this is a good conversation. Where, did you hear me, guys? Remember, and I haven't talked about her in a long time. I probably haven't talked about her since Lil Nas X days. But does anybody remember what I used to say about Megan Thee Stallion? Why hasn't Megan Thee Stallion, Mrs. Protect Black Women, Mrs. Twerk to Malcolm X? Do you remember when she was twerking with Malcolm X in the background with her fist raised? What happened to Megan Thee Stallion? How does she feel about the black woman versus the trans?
That's suspicious. That's weird. And you want to know what else is funny?
You want to know what else is funny, guys? Megan Thee Stallion, she heard the conversation, because the conversation is still going on all over social media, and it's insane how split the divide is. You can see women are trying to speak up for themselves now. In the comments section, though, you see how a lot of women aren't willing to still, guys. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you see how the common woman, the average woman, the meek and humble, the virtuous woman, the celebrity woman, all alike, the hot girl summer, all of them, none of them are making videos. But they got a lot to say on the Twitter fingers, though. They don't like it. I don't like being called the cisgender. Look at some of the people in Conscious TV's chat. Just so we're clear real quick, because I'm going to show you some videos before, and I'm going to try my best not to talk through the videos. But let's see if can y'all read any of these comments? I know it's like really, really small. I just tried to screenshot it to show you that, yes, this is from Conscious TV's live stream. Okay. Just so we're clear, this is from Conscious TV's live stream from a few days ago. I ran, and if anybody wonders why I'm on his channel, I wanted to know how he felt about the big war going on between black women and black transgenders. And I knew that he talked about it. He had to talk about it. This is right up his alley, right? So I went on his channel. He has some different videos. I just went to one random one where it looked like he was talking about Just Hilarious. And I watched some of the video. But before I show you some of the video, let me read you some of the comments right quick. Can I read you some of the comments? Let's read some of the comments just so that you know I'm not exaggerating about this this gender war, right? I'm showing you that I'm not exaggerating about this gender war. Now let's look at this. It says here, let's read some of the comments. These are from Conscious TV's channel while he was live. Now, mind you, this is when he was trying to convince women to calm down. He wasn't playing the mediator role. He was there to convince women to calm down, to tell women what they need to understand, to tell women that they're too simple-minded. Let's read some of the comments. The third comment, look at the third comment right here. Can someone please show me in a medical dictionary where cisgendered was created, right? Can somebody put that in the comments? This person, shout out to Open Mindness, the third comment from the top. He says, can someone please show me in a medical dictionary where cisgendered was created? The fourth person, they said the conversation that Conscious TV is bringing out causes people to move the goalpost. And the problem with that is that most folks don't stick to the topic at hand and like to throw in extra stuff in the mix, which muddies the point. That's exactly right. That is exactly what Conscious TV does. His conversation causes people to move the goalpost, and the problem with that is that most folks do not stick to the topic at hand and like to throw in extra stuff into the conversation, which will muddy the initial point. Look at the fourth, patriarchy. So you're having a conversation, just so we're clear, guys, look at this. Having a conversation about black women versus black transgender. And look at this person, the patriarchy. They cannot, it's like, it's, you know what the transgender in that word patriarchy, that's like the red man and nigger. Can somebody put that in the chat? You know how the red man be talking about nigger, like whenever they just get so pissed, that's all they can say. Or when they start trolling and you defeat them with logic, all they can say is nigger. This is what they say, the patriarchy. Let's read some more comments. So menopause is the same as being trans? LOL, I bled for 40 years, but when I stop, I'm what? In other words, some people are trying to say, oh, well, you know, the women who don't have periods anymore, well, what about them? So the transgenders, so the women are saying you don't have periods, you're not a woman. And the transgender said, well, what about 50 and 60-year-old women? They don't have periods. Are they not women? So these people are calling out all the bullshit in his comments. They said, I've bled for 40 fucking years. Don't try to tell me. Look at Lady Monroe at the bottom right there. She says, listen, trans women can have our cycles, our menstruation, our period, and deal with all of our womanly health issues. Please take it. Somebody put that in the chat. This person said, oh, you want to be a trans? You want to be a trans so bad? How about you take my goddamn period and all the women's health issues like breast cancer and cervical cancer and all that. You take all the woman issues.
You're a stupid dumbass. Dumbass.
With all the ovarian cancer issues and all the thyroid issues and all that, right? Let's read some more comments because I want to show Conscious TV that his own chat is eating him up now. And then we're going to see how he deals with real life pressure. Can somebody put that in the chat? How do you think Conscious TV deals with real life pressure? Because remember, all of his chat is always telling him what he wants to hear. The Beehive. But now the Beehive is turning against him. And the same women that have been supporting him, remember, he only has a few gay people. Believe it or not, guess who Conscious TV's #1 demographic is? Can anybody guess who Conscious TV, this flamboyant gay black man who blames the patriarchy and black men for everything, can anybody guess who his #1 fan is? It's not gay people. He only has a few gay people on his channel. I've watched it. I've read the comments. It's women, black women, okay? So now his same people that's been in his chat, probably some of his moderators, somebody put that in the chat. I'm sure some of his moderators, they're probably too scared. I'm gonna show you why they're scared of him. But his moderators are probably too scared to even say anything. Let's read. And he tried to say, I'm a cult leader. Can somebody put that in the chat? This dude had the nerve to say, I was a cult leader and the people in my chat are following me like a cult leader because I don't allow them to disagree and I make them brainwashed or some other stupid shit he was saying. But y'all know I always open up the phone lines. I scream at y'all if you get rid of people in the chat. But let's read some more comments. This person S. Dot says, the term cisgendered, the prefix cis. Now look at this, because this is another stupid thing they say. The prefix cis is Latin for on the same side. Do you hear this? So this is the reason why they claim that they're medically calling you a cis woman, because the prefix cis, C-I-S, is Latin for on the same side. Okay, it also comes up in chemistry for molecular bonds arranged on the same side of a chemical structure. So how does that pertain to women again? When you said cis is talking about people who identify with the same gender that the doctor gave them. You see how that on the same side is okay. So how does on the same side woman? Because if you're saying cis woman, that means a woman on the same side. On the same side of what? What are we saying here? Let's read some More comments. Y'all failing to realize Jess is doing unnecessary beating. Look at this. Jess Hilarious, who's standing up for black women and telling transgenders stop that disrespectful shit. You'll never be a woman. She's doing unnecessary beating. So do you see how the Beehive will say anybody's bashing? All you have to do is disagree with the Beehive and it's bashing. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Look at this. Look at Miss Jwanga Fudge. Look at the fifth paragraph, the fifth comment. Solo Dolo, what up? Can y'all read these comments, by the way? Put a 7 in the chat if you could kind of read these comments if you squint really hard. Look at the woman with the 2 green leaves by her name. Miss Jwanga Fudge. She says, I agree. Whether it's black women or black trans women, they are both under attack by the black men. Look at that. And that's who I believe set these things in motion. They're just sitting back watching the fight. Solo Dolo. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? The woman with the green leaves by her name, she said it's a conspiracy. Listen how these women turn into hoteps. Do you hear how these women turn into hoteps? All of a sudden, she says it's a conspiracy. It's the patriarchy. I believe that black men are the ones setting transgenders up against black women, and they're sitting back watching the fight.
Wait. Bitch, you better be joking.
But here's the funny thing about it. She's right on one aspect. Look at the final sentence. She said, black men are sitting back watching the fight. Oh. You hear that? She said black men are sitting back watching the fight. Yes, you're right about that. And do you see how we don't have any power, but now, oh, we're the ones behind all of this? Do you see this madness? They're fighting each other, and this one person jumps in and says, hey, stop fighting, guys. Let's remember to fight the black man. He's the one. And look, she put black men in all capital letters. Guys, I need a fire emoji if you could even slightly read this. I need somebody to attest to this with their eyes. She put black men in capital letters. This fight has nothing to do with us. And she said, we're the ones that somehow set these things in motion. Somehow. Even though it was a transgender who came out shitting on black women and talking about periods, where does the black man have to do with periods, menstruation, womanhood? How does it always come back to us? Let's read one more and we're going to get to the video because I just want to show you guys how insane this is. These are some more comments from Conscious TV's chat. This person, Aaron Wilson. Do y'all see Aaron Wilson's comment, the second comment? I thought a woman was an adult human female. Jay, she said, I guess I got an education today.
What?
You see how the Beehive, I don't know if that's sarcasm or are they really like being brainwashed in front of our face? She said, I thought. What do you mean you thought? You know that a woman is an adult human female. I'm learning something today. Look at EK Garden. This sounds like something Brother Sly would say. This is modern day witchcraft, mind fuckery. Confusion is chaos. I stand with Jess. And that's another thing that a lot of people are saying right now. I stand with Jess Hilarious. No, bitch, don't stand with Jess Hilarious. Make your own video. Somebody put that in the chat. Now the women are on Twitter talking about hashtag I stand with Jess. No. Tell us your opinion. Show us your face. But anyway, let's get back to the point. I want to show you something real quick. Let's listen to this man's opinion on what a woman is. Let's do that. Can we do that, guys? And this is going to be like one of those Sukihana streams where you guys don't like what you're seeing, but it's all going to make sense later, right? Because I was one of the first ones to reach out to Sukihana and call her Destiny and tell you about her real life human self. And then everybody else, Dr. Umar and everybody else is talking about Sukihana. But I digress. Let's watch this. So this is where this person is about to tell us what a woman is. This man, think about it, guys. I need you to remember how deep this is. By the way, I left a comment. If anybody can see this comment I left on the screen, I left a few comments on his channel. And I basically told him that he has to admit that our conversations were revolutionary. Hold on. Yeah. Basically, I was telling Conscious TV that he has to admit that the conversations we had were revolutionary for the simple fact that nobody was having these transgender versus cisgender conversation on open platforms with people that they disagree with before we had those conversations. Nobody was having these conversations on platforms that they disagree with. They might have said what they said, they might have left a comment, but they did not invite someone from the community that they're talking about to duke it out in a debate. So I told them that was a revolutionary conversation, whether you want it to be or not. But now let's listen to this man who is supposed to be staying out of it. He's supposed to be a mediator. He's not a woman and he's not a transgender. Let's see what this man has to say about the whole fight. And remember, guys, the transgender is the one that started the public fight. Now let's listen.
You know, took to her social media to respond to the just hilarious feelings intention girl. Okay, and her response to Miss Rose on TikTok, and T.S. Madison said this: there are so many real women that get mistaken. I don't like the term real because I mean, I get it in a general sense. I get, you know, it's just, I get it, but I don't know. That word real as it relates to like trans women, it just, it's bothersome.
Do you see what the man said? Do you see what this man said? And I need to make this as a record. I'm going to try my best to get this done in 2 to 3 hours. Do you see it as a record? Put it on the record. Somebody put it on the record that this man said he does not like the word real. When do you ever hear any man say he doesn't like the word real when it pertains to anything? Why doesn't he like the word real, guys? The answer is because the transgender community, they cannot use that word real because it will make them malfunction. Can somebody put that in the chat? The transgender community cannot use certain words such as real because it will make them malfunction. They are shaving down their Adam's apple and doing everything to believe that they are a real boy. Somebody put that in the chat. They are on Pinocchio time. I want to be a real boy. They want to be a real boy, so they'll shave down and everything else, get the titties. So if they say I'm not real, that's completely admitting your delusion. So this is the reason why Conscious TV doesn't like the word real. Now let's continue.
I don't know. That word real as it relates to like trans women, it just, it's bothersome. It's just a pet peeve. Because I get into that. There are so many real women that get mistaken for being transgender women. That's where a lot of the anger comes from. I do hope they take a good look at how transphobia affects all women. Okay, so little educational moments. So really quick, okay? That term real, let me move this damn fair use shit out of the way. That term real agitates me because once you can't use the word real, and this goes for everybody, you can't use the word real as a preface for woman, because the term women we're now understanding is a social construct. So
no, Conscious TV, again, can somebody tell me in the chat? Again, the word woman is not a social construct. It has never been a social construct. You're the only one that's saying that. Women are saying that the word means an adult human female. The word woman means an adult human female, guys. He's the only one saying that it's a social construct. So do you see why if you let somebody talk for too long without correcting them, they will build an entire castle of bullshit? Can at least one person tell me that they understand why it's important to cut people off the moment that they start talking some bullshit, especially if they're long-winded? If they say something that's not true, why would you allow them to build on that and then bamboozle you and hoodwink you to forgetting all of the shit that they said that was wrong? If anything, if you're going to debate these people, you need to start writing notes. You need to have a notepad and write down all of the shit that you agree with. Oh, do y'all not hear me? Why does my internet, why is my, come on now, what's up with the chat now? You see, I shouldn't have to do this every time. I shouldn't have to go off on y'all every time. Why is there only a few people in the chat now? See, this is the type of shit I'm talking about, but I'm not going to do it this time. I'm just going to continue. What I'm saying is, no, I know y'all hear me, but what I'm saying is the internet and the fact that I only have a few people in the chat. I don't like that. I never like when I only have a few people in the chat. I need at least 10 people in the chat, period. At all times, I need at least 10. Right now, it says there's 2 people in this chat. That means me and one other person. If there's 2 people in the chat, that means there's me and one other person. I'm literally talking to an imaginary best friend right here. Come on, guys. Let's get it right. Now, again, this person, let's just listen again. This person's telling us everything we need to know.
Real as a preface for woman, because the term women we're now understanding is a social construct. So woman is an extension of female. Okay, that's where we make the distinction between biological, natural born women and trans women. Trans women are not female because they were born biological males. However, they are women. And
again, I need to know if that makes sense. I need to know if that makes sense. Okay, how about this? Let me ask a better question. I'm going to play 15 seconds of this man and put a boo-boo emoji in the chat if it sounds like this man is just making up shit as he goes. Put a boo-boo emoji. You heard me. I need you to put a boo-boo emoji if this man sounds like he's just making up shit as he goes, okay? And look at his face. Look at his mannerisms. Look how he's looking off to the side. Does it look like he knows what he's talking about, or does it look like he's just stumbling on his words like Kamala Harris?
And trans women are not female because they were born biological males. However, they are women. And women can also be female, biological, okay? But the word woman is a social construct because there's all type of women, right? There's white women, there's Indonesia women, there's conservative women, there's handicapped women, there's obese women, there's disabled women, there's mentally ill women, there's Christian women, there's atheistic women, there's masculine women, there's feminine women. Women is where we get into the uniqueness and we get into identity. Female, biological, the word woman, the word man, all rooted in identity. Identity.
Okay, so listen to what we said. Female is the biological. Like I told you, he just gave you the answer. Start referring to yourself as female. Start distinguishing the difference between a female and anything else. you're gonna have to just go ahead and let them have that woman word right now. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds like, you don't want to, but it's kind of like you can still use it, but you got to understand that it's going to be used against you. It's kind of like the word woke. We still know what woke is. The ones of us who really use it, we still know what it means, and we still use woke. But for the most part, we know not to use it in public like that because they're going to use it against us. And we know the most people who use woke, they're using it wrong. So the women, and I know how painful this sounds, but y'all women are going to have to give up that woman word just for the sake of the debate. Just for the sake of the debate. Once you dismiss their entire ideology and get them to prove how foolish they are, then you could have the woman word back. But right now, you're the one that allowed them in the Beehive, so now they feel like womanhood is something that you can just decide. They don't feel like womanhood has anything to do with the periods or babies or, breasts or natural breasts and all this. They don't feel like any of that. The vagina, the none of that. Menopause, none of that. Motherhood. They think that womanhood is just how you identify. Do you understand? This is what they're literally saying. So you can say it's stupid. You can say all that other stuff, but they're gonna still be able to have a debate with you, and they're gonna call you all type of names, and they're gonna move the goalposts. I'm telling you to call them a female. Call yourself a female, and that's when it starts getting tricky. And brothers, you're gonna have to play along with that too. To my brothers, you're gonna have to, hey, are you a female? Because now you can't even ask them if you're a woman. But let's continue.
Word woman, the word man, all rooted in identity. Identity politics. Identity. Okay? Therefore, trans women can assume the title.
Ladies, put a thumbs up in the chat if transgenders can assume the title just because a gay man said it. Listen to this gay man. This gay man is saying that transgender people can assume the title of women. How does he have the jurisdiction to tell women? He's telling women right now on his live stream. He's lecturing real women. I'm going to call them real women. He's lecturing real women on who can assume the title and who can't. He's literally lecturing them. He's not even, what up, Ravine? He's not even like, Ravine, this ain't your best friend? Ravine, this your best friend, ain't it? Look, he's not even introducing his theory. Somebody put that in the chat. He's not even introducing a theory or a hypothesis or his particular viewpoint or his opinion on it. He's telling you, women, what you're going to accept. You will be called cisgender. I don't give a damn if you like it or not. You will allow transgenders in the bathroom with you, looking at your titties, looking at your pussy. I don't care if you like it or not. Did you see the other video I showed of the transgender making fun of the lady with the big tampon? I think I deleted the video, but there was a transgender that went in the women's restroom and then came out and made a video. Oh, I just saw a big fat bitch with her tampon, her big ass maxi pad. So yeah, you're gonna have to allow that, all of that, and all of the disrespect because Conscious TV said so. Let's listen.
Identity politics. Identity. Okay? Therefore, trans women can assume the title of women. They're not female, but they are a type of woman, and they're having their own unique experience of womanhood, just as trans men are having their own unique experience of manhood. It's different from the manhood that may be of a biological male who was raised in the hood with a single parent versus the trans man who might have been born in a two-parent home in the suburbs and went to private school and had to experience a transition physiologically, spiritually, emotionally, etc., as it relates to his experience. Both the biological male and the trans man can fall under the umbrella of man. But a trans man cannot make a claim to be male because a trans man is not a male, but a trans man is a man. Trans woman is not female. And most transgender women are not making a claim to be female. They're making a claim to be woman, the social construct. That's what they are assimilating to, is whatever their particular culture, creed, country, etc. considers to be woman. Okay, if you are a trans woman over in a Middle Eastern country under a Muslim nation, then that's going to be your version of femininity. If you are a African trans woman of a particular tribe, you're going to assimilate to whatever that tribe has constructed and defined as femininity, whatever the fuck that looks.
So, ladies, again, ladies in the chat, how do you feel about the fact that he's saying womanhood is just based on how you feel? Anybody can be a woman if they decide it. And womanhood looks different for anybody. So in that case, I can be Stone Cold Steve Austin and say I identify as a woman and I'm a woman. That's literally what he's saying. There's no prerequisites. There's no physical elements or components. There's no biological. None of this has anything to do with the word woman. And he's gonna die on this hill. This man has no science behind him, and he's going to die on the fact that he can be a woman if he so chooses. So even Conscious TV, who, by the way, Conscious TV does not identify as transgender. Conscious TV does not identify as a woman. Conscious TV identifies as a gay black man. He says it over and over. He says, I'm a gay black man. So if tomorrow Conscious TV says, you know what, I want to transition, or I don't even have to transition, because there's also a inward beef between the ones who transitioned and the ones that didn't transition. In other words, the ones who chopped their dick off and the ones who didn't chop their dick off. But let's just say Conscious says, you know what, I want to be a woman tomorrow. According to his doctrine, he can be a woman and you guys have nothing to say about it. But I want to stop talking because I want to show you guys the main point. Let's get to it, guys. Let's continue.
It's like, okay? If you are, it's nothing to be confused about. If you got to listen. See, y'all be trying to think and listen at the same time, and y'all know y'all can't chew gum and tie your shoes at the same time. If you got to listen. See, y'all, it's nothing to be confused about. If you got to listen. See, y'all be trying to think and listen at the same time, and y'all know y'all can't chew gum and tie your shoes at the same time. It's nothing to be confused about. If you got to listen. See, y'all be trying to think and listen at the same time, and y'all know y'all can't chew gum and tie your shoes at the same time. But that tribe has constructed and defined as femininity, whatever the fuck that looks like. Okay? If you are, it's nothing to be confused about. If you got to listen. See, y'all be trying to think and listen at the same time, and y'all know y'all can't chew gum and tie your shoes at the same time, because take it slow, because it's really not rocket science.
Whoa, hey, why are you insulting my intelligence? Are you serious?
If you are a African trans woman of a particular tribe, you're going to assimilate to whatever that tribe has constructed and defined as femininity, whatever the fuck that looks like. Okay? If you are, it's nothing to be confused about. If you got to listen. See, y'all be trying to think and listen at the same time, and y'all know y'all can't chew gum and tie your shoes at the same time, because take it slow, because it's really not rocket science. Okay? We're basically describing the personality.
Can somebody put that in the chat? Conscious TV says it's not rocket science, ladies. Ladies, it's not rocket science. He tells you, ladies, you need to just slow down, calm down, and listen, and don't think. He says the problem is you're listening to what I'm saying, but you're thinking too. You know you're not capable of listening to new information and thinking about that information to see if it's correct or not. You ladies aren't capable. Doesn't that sound like the patriarchy, guys? Does this man sound like the patriarchy or not? He says, ladies, you know you can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Wait a minute. I thought ladies can go to the moon. I thought ladies were astronauts. You mean to tell me these ladies can't walk and chew gum at the same time? These ladies can't hear information and think at the same time? Talk to me in the chat, y'all.
It's whatever their particular culture, creed, country, etc. considers to be woman. Okay, if you are a trans woman over in a Middle Eastern country under a Muslim nation, then that's going to be your version of femininity. If you are a African trans woman of a particular tribe, you're going to assimilate to whatever that tribe has constructed and defined as femininity, whatever the fuck that looks like. Okay, if you are, it's nothing to be confused about. If you gotta listen. See, y'all be trying to think and listen at the same time, and y'all know y'all can't chew gum and tie your shoes at the same time, because take it slow, because it's really not rocket science. Okay.
By the way, please go like this video. I don't know why I don't even have 10 likes. Please go press the like button.
We're basically describing the personality of people, and once again, identity. Trans women can claim women. They can claim the title of woman. Trans man can claim the title of man. Neither trans male or trans man or woman can claim to be biological male or female. That's the distinction. So there's nothing for biological male and females to be upset about.
Because somebody put that in the chat. This man says there's nothing for you women to be upset about. There's nothing for you women to be upset about. Now listen to this part, because this is the part where he proves that he's not in alliance with the black woman. Listen to this.
And even if trans men and trans women were claiming and utilizing the term female and male, just give me a fucking break, okay? Just give me a fucking break. At the end of the day, you can't tell me not in one fucking way does a trans woman claiming to be biological female or even claiming to be woman, even if you somebody who accept, okay, there's a difference between woman and female, man and male. You can't tell me in any way how a trans woman identifying as a woman impacts you. You were broke before she called herself woman. You had several baby daddies prior to her calling herself woman. You were a Walmart cashier prior to her calling herself woman. You still got 17 more fucking years to raise them motherfucking kids before she called herself a damn woman.
Somebody put that in the chat. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Which part is this right here? I'll give it to Conscious TV. He definitely acts like a woman. Somebody put that in the chat. He definitely acts like a woman, so he might be right. Womanhood might be a social construct. Can y'all hear me? Which part of shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right is this right here? You see, he's throwing this is what they call throwing shade. Can somebody put that in the chat? This is what they call throwing shade. He says, what difference does it anyway? Get over it, women. You were broke before the transgender. You had a bunch of baby daddies before the transgender tried to take your spot. And you still gonna be working at Walmart, bitch. Do you hear this? This is supposed to be the mediator. This is supposed to be the woman or the man who all the black women would rather us to be like. This is the one that the black woman gathered together with. Talk to me in the chat. You know how many black women were in this man's chat literally trying to destroy me in the comments? Oh, look at him. Look at his big nose. Look at his hair. Look at his face. Look at his this. Look at his that. All these odd ad hominem attacks. And I was just trying to get them to listen. but now their own leader is going against them. Look how did I put this man's name in the comment? I want him to come through. Please, Conscious, come tell us, because I'm going to give you a chance to call in, Conscious. Fuck that. Look how far, look how the mighty have fallen, guys. Get my comment, get my likes up. Look how the mighty have fallen. He's going against his own women.
You had several baby daddies prior to her calling herself woman. You were a Walmart cashier prior to her calling herself woman. You still got 17 more fucking years to raise them motherfucking kids before she called herself a damn woman. You can't tell me in no way how her identifying as woman impacts your bottom dollar. All we see is outrage. And the level of outrage, every time this issue of gender comes up, girl, you would actually think that folk have been anecdotally, individually impacted by another motherfucker's identity. Motherfuckers talking about respect me. Just hilarious. You don't even respect your damn baby hairs, baby.
This is where it gets important. Solo, are you in the chat? This is where it gets this is where it gets interesting, guys. We're about 1 hour in. I just wanted to get you caught up on the type of individual who claims that he's here for black women. The moment they start questioning the transgenders, mind you, he's not a transgender, but he has more investments in the transgender community than he does in the black woman community. Can somebody put that in the chat? The reason why he's ostracizing the woman and possibly going to lose a lot of followers, possibly, I don't know. If the women stand up for themselves, they'll stop following him after this because he clearly doesn't respect the black women that follow him. Look at this guy. He claimed that I was so wrong for saying we need to knock these women's head between a washer and dryer. But look at him. He's making fun of black women. Listen to him making fun of black women. Listen.
Motherfuckers talking about respect me. Just hilarious. You don't even respect your damn baby hairs, baby. Them motherfuckers are closer, girl. Me and you both are part of the Rihanna head, girl. Your baby hairs are closer to heaven than they are to the ground, Miss Mamas. You got bigger problems to face, girl.
I want to remind you that Jess Hilarious did not start the beef. Jess Hilarious responded. Can somebody put that in the chat? Jess Hilarious responded to the beef, right? And what else happened? Jess Hilarious responded, and somebody put that in the chat. This entire stream, Conscious TV never made any jokes about the transgender that made the video, telling women that periods don't mean shit. You don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. Why did Conscious TV just attack Jess Hilarious, but he never addressed the transgender? Why? Why? Why?
Motherfuckers talking about respect me. Just hilarious. You don't even respect your damn baby hairs, baby. Them motherfuckers are closer, girl. Me and you both are part of the Rihanna head, girl. Your baby hairs are closer to heaven than they are to the ground, Miss Mamas. You got bigger problems to face, girl. Okay? You and Mr. Ed got a few things in common up in the mouth area, girl. There are some other things you probably need to be focused upon.
Now he's talking about Jess Hilarious teeth. She's talking about she looks like a horse. She looks like Mr. Ed. Think about this. So now Just Hilarious is ugly. Okay, somebody put that in the chat. Ad hominem attack. Ad hominem attack. This is a perfect example of an ad hominem attack in real life. It was a conversation about real women versus the transgender, the period versus not having a period. What is a woman versus what is a trans woman? You move the goalpost, and now the conversation is about the physical attributes of this real woman. So wait a minute. Conscious TV, are you somehow, because there should be no reason why you bring up this woman's physical attributes. There should be no reason why you bring up this physical attributes. Pero B, I'm going to need you to come in class very quietly, take a seat, and be very cordial. I'm going to need you to calm down, be very cordial, listen to the course, okay? Don't be disruptive. Listen. So, wait a minute. Wait. I got to hear that again. Hold on.
Damn baby hairs, baby. His identity. Motherfuckers talking about respect me. Just hilarious. You don't even respect your damn baby hairs, baby. Them motherfuckers are closer, girl. Me and you both are part of the Rihanna head, girl. Your baby hairs are closer to heaven than they are to the ground, Miss Mamas. You got bigger problems to face, girl. Okay? You and Mr. Ed got a few things in common up in the mouth area, girl. There are some other things you probably need to be focused upon. While you claiming trans women are taking something away from you, baby. I'm sure Mr. Ed and them goddamn stallions and horses and shit, girl, them Mustangs, girl, feel the same way about you reappropriating their damn teeth. Okay? Everybody got something going on. She pretty, so is T.S. Madison. Both of these she's are pretty motherfuckers. But Just Hilarious is clearly pressed and triggered by something that ain't got nothing to fucking do with the trans woman.
Somebody put that in the chat. Just Hilarious represents the black woman that's speaking up for herself. Can somebody please put that in the chat? Just Hilarious is representing the black woman who is putting a name on it and standing up for herself. And listen to what this man has to say about Just Hilarious. Now remember, Just Hilarious is just another what? A variable. It could be Just Hilarious. It could be any black woman that's standing up and speaking the truth. He is now attacking on a physical level. Remember, this is the same person that tells you not to worry about the physical, and the physical is just external and how I feel. But the first thing he does when he's challenged is he attacks your physical attributes. But guess what he can't do? He can't deny that Just Hilarious is a female. And by the way, he went on this in stream and he showed the picture with her wig off. And he said she looks like a boy. And, you know, because some people talk about her, Just Hilarious has a deep voice. So he was like, you're already getting an excuse for a boy. Maybe you're jealous. Listen to this. Listen.
T.S. Madison. Both of these she's are pretty motherfuckers. But Just Hilarious is clearly pressed and triggered by something that ain't got nothing to fucking do with the trans woman that incited her violence.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Did you hear what Conscious TV said? Do you see? This is what I'm talking about. Now, this is the, what is this? This is the guilt. I don't know if this is the guilt. What is this? Shame, insults, guilt to the need to be right. When Is that the gaslighting? Or maybe sign language could also be the G in sign language. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Sign language, but the G can also either mean guilt or sometimes gaslighting. Does everybody put a fire emoji in the chat if you think that Kevin Samuels would agree to that? Sign language, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right, but the G can also stand for gaslighting. Because that's what you're doing right here. Oh, clearly Just Hilarious was triggered. You see? You see how they say that? Remember, the transgender is the one that came out and made the video. That's the one that got this whole conversation started. You didn't make anything about the transgender. You didn't say the transgender looked like an alien or like Mr. Ed, like a horse or some kind of animal. You just said this black woman looks like an animal. And then you said anybody like Just Hilarious, you're clearly triggered. Do you hear this, guys? And some people would, listen to this, Solo. Some people would tell me that I'm instigating right now. You know what I would say to anybody that says, J-Lethal, you need to just, let bygones be bygones. Stop instigating. Stop instigating. Give a fuck, not a single fuck, not a single solitary fuck, 'cause I don't give a fuck, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck, not a single fuck, not a single solitary fuck, 'cause I don't give a fuck, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck, not a single fuck, not a single solitary fuck, 'cause I don't give a fuck, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck, not a single fuck, not a single solitary fuck, 'cause I don't give a fuck.
Sensational.
Now, let me show you this next video because this is where it gets tricky. Somebody put that in the chat. The next video I'm about to show you is where it gets a little bit tricky. Because now we're going to show you something. I haven't seen the rest of this video yet. I haven't seen this whole video. This is where I'm just going to play the first part where he addresses Just Hilarious. Remember, he already said she looked like a horse and everything else. But if you see these comments on the right, somebody put a 7 in the chat if you see the comments on the right-hand side of the screen. What that is, those are his live comments. So I'm going to leave that up just so you can read some of the live comments and you can see that his people were not really fucking with him like that. He was making these extremely crazy-ass points. People were calling him out on all of his bullshit babble. But I want to show you that introduction and then we're going to go to the panel because then he opened up a panel. Somebody put that in the chat. This man opened up a panel and he said, I want to give all the girls. Somebody put that in the chat. The GWORLS. I want to give the girls. This is what they call themselves now. The girls. GWORL. The girls. I want to give the girls a chance to call in. So he gave the girls a chance to call in, and we're going to see that, but let's continue.
TikTok page all morning long because she's done her fair share of responding to the public and responding to Just Hilarious over on her TikTok. I feel comfortable saying that this statement was taken out of context. But I'll get into that after we sift through all of the drama that has went down as a result of someone taking a part of her commentary and creating this conversation between the dynamics of cisgendered and trans woman, etc. Girl, okay? But this is Just Hilarious, girl. She's about to respond, girl. She's hello, okay?
Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed?
Oh, and before we even get to pushing it, before we go any further, let me go ahead and get some of y'all straight right now. In this conversation, the word cisgendered is going to be used. When I'm referring to you personally, I'm going to call you by your fucking name. But when we're discussing the subject of sexuality and gender, and we're discussing that on an academic level, I'm going to use academic terms, okay? So that we can have a whole entire inner and overstanding of things, okay? Because I personally don't use cisgendered.
That's a lie, Conscious. Look at that face right there. Somebody put that in the chat. That's a lie, Conscious TV. Conscious TV just lied and said he doesn't use the word cisgendered. I can pull up the receipts of our conversation. He used the word cisgendered over 100 times. He's talking about, I personally don't use the word cis. Lies. Solo Dolo was there. Solo Dolo, you my nigga to the end, bro. Tell him, Solo. Didn't this nigga say you were there? You were there. Didn't this nigga sit there and talk about cisgender and the patriarchy the entire time? You could literally take a shot. You could take an alcohol shot every time this man said this patriarchy and every time this man said cisgender, and you would die of alcohol poisoning. But now this man, now that the heat is on, I personally don't use cisgendered. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with the word, but it's academic, it's scientific, but I don't use it. Listen to this lying ass nigga and look at that lying ass face. Look at the lying face on this motherfucker right here. Shout out to you, Conscious TV, but you're a lying motherfucker.
Level, I'm going to use academic terms, okay? So that we can have a whole entire inner and overstanding of things, okay? Because I personally don't use cisgendered. I use Carolyn. Hi, Anna. I mean, your gender is really irrelevant, but when it comes to conversation, that includes everybody. Trans persons, biological persons. I'm going to swing all up in between the word bio, the word natural born, the word cisgendered, etc. Okay, but for educational purposes, you will hear the term cisgendered, and it will be a general reference to those women who are natural born. And
so tell me this, Conscious TV. Can somebody tell me in the chat? And at this point, I want Conscious TV to see this. If you're gonna be going from back and forth from calling them natural women to cisgendered women, and you agree that cisgendered women means natural women, and you know that natural women don't like being called cisgendered women, why don't you call them natural women? You just said you're going to call them natural women sometimes, you're going to call them cisgendered. It means the same thing. Well, if it's a synonym, and remember, isn't this the same type of man who told me we just need to be respectful and call people by the pronouns that they want to be called? Listen to this, guys. Put fire emojis in the chat if I'm cutting the head off the serpent right now. I'm literally cutting the head off of this entire doctrine right now before your eyes. Like, this is literally some Da Vinci Code shit. Like, I'm literally like Leonardo da Vinci. Like, think about it. They told us we need to be respectful and it's not that hard to respect somebody's pronouns. Remember, it's ma'am. It's ma'am. How about this? Put a spaceship emoji for my nigga Pedro B. Put the spaceship emoji if not only, now listen to this. Put a spaceship emoji if you ever saw the video, it's ma'am, because somebody didn't respect. Let's see what no, fuck that. Let's see what the transgenders do when you don't respect what they want to be called. Let's see. Hold on. Hashtag in the chat. Hashtag stick with me. Hold on. Fuck that. Somebody put that in the chat. Fuck that. Fuck that. Look at this. It's ma'am. Put that in the chat. Everybody wants to know how I'm the receipt king. I just go look for the receipts. Somebody put that in the chat. Somebody asked me one time, how are you the receipt king? I say, I don't know. I just look for the receipts. I just put I put it right there. YouTube, Google. It's ma'am. It's fucking ma'am. Somebody put that in the chat. Somebody put that in the chat. Oh, yeah, brother. I told you I was going to be in the Royal Rumble, brother. That's actually kind of hurts my voice. Go ahead and try to do it right now, guys. That shit hurts your voice. I don't know. Them niggas had a different level of testosterone in the WWF back in the day. Yeah, brother. It's the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. I'm going to go run into Hollywood Hogan. It's going to be bad for him. It's going to be real bad. Slap to a Slim Jim. Matter of fact, that just unlocked a memory. I used to have these little wrestling dolls. You remember those little wrestling dolls I had one of those with Macho Man, Randy Savage, and my cousin had the Hollywood Hogan. I remember that. I was Macho Man. I was the Macho Man, but no, I thought I was the Macho Man. This nigga is the Macho Man. Talk to me in the chat. No, we're not doing credit. You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Yeah, man.
No, we're not doing credit. You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay?
Yo, this video. Wait, hold up. Yo, this video aged like white wine. Somebody put that in the chat. This video aged like the most beautiful rosé champagne. This video aged so beautifully. Oh my God. Look at this, y'all. Look at this.
You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was general.
Right beforehand, you fucking said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
Hey, do you ever wonder, like, what is going on? I mean, like, do you ever, like, wake up or do something and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me fucking said sir.
Sir?
Not doing credit. You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Yo, the lady just yo, you gotta yo. This is a funny reality that we're in, guys. We're in a funny reality. Somebody put that in the chat. The beautiful time to be alive. The woman, she's just that game. Think about this. The woman, she's just at GameStop. This happened on a random Tuesday. The woman, she's just at GameStop trying to get the new Spider-Man game for her grandchild. It's little Timmy's birthday. Somebody, de facto, put this in the chat. It's little Timmy's birthday. So grandma went to the local GameStop and she just wanted to get a game for little Timmy. She said the Amazing Spider-Man is out on PlayStation. Can y'all hear me? And now she just said something very obvious. In the normal world, there's no big deal. She said, "Excuse me, sir." Somebody put that in the chat. She said, "Excuse me, sir. You're cursing and my little grandson is right here." She didn't say anything wrong, guys. Did you know I got fired from my job like a year ago for saying, I think it's ridiculous that men are calling themselves women because this is a protected class. This woman said, "Excuse me, sir." And let's see what, somebody put that in the chat. Let's see what the transgender community does when they are called something that they don't like, even though science, remember, Conscious TV said the reason why we're calling you cisgendered is because of science. You remember that? You remember Conscious TV said the reason why we're calling you cisgendered is because of science. Even though I know you don't like it, but I know that it's a natural woman, but I don't call you natural. How come they don't ever call you natural woman? Think about it. They only call you cisgendered. Somebody put the names of the chat of the things that they call you. Cisgendered. Put this in the chat. Cisgendered. A person that can give children. This is another one they're calling you, ladies. A person that can bear children. They're also saying a breastfeeder or a chest feeder. So they're stripping you of your identity at every single turn and telling you that you need to deal with it. But they're also telling you that the black man is the #1 boogeyman. But let's see remember, the black women do not want to be called cisgendered, but you told us we have to be called cisgendered. Let's see what the transgender community does when we call them something based on science. Let's see what the transgender community does when we call them something based on science. And somebody put your favorite emoji in the chat for the suburban random red woman grandmother who actually just said, "Excuse me, sir, calm the fuck down. And I will call the police to have you shot like a Negro if you do not calm down, sir." Because she wasn't aware of the gender politics at the time. This woman said, "Sir, I don't know what's going on with your hairstyle." Oh yeah, birthing people. They're disrespecting you, ladies. And it's like that one woman said, look at the comments on Conscious TV on his live stream. One of these women said it's the black man's fault that the transgenders are fighting. Hold on, let me find that comment. She said it's the black man's fault. Wait. Oh, there it is right there. Even though it's too small, you probably can't even read it. If you look at the first, second, third, fourth, look at the 5th comment. Her name is Miss Juan Fudge. She has the 2 little green leaves by her name. She says, "I agree, Conscious TV. Whether it's the black woman or the trans woman, they are both under attack by in capital letters, black men. And that is who I believe set this fight, this war between black women and black transgenders. I believe black men set this up and we're sitting back laughing." Now, you're halfway right. Yes, we are laughing, but we didn't set this shit up. The Most High God set it up. Somebody put that in the chat. The Most High God set it up for you black women to be mocked right now. Black men have been mocked for eternity, but in particular, black men have been mocked since the 1970s, openly by everyone, including the black woman. Now you're getting mocked, black woman. All of the alliances that you thought you had, you thought the Karen was your friend because you able to work next to Karen. You thought that Bradley was your friend because you can get a nice apartment next to Bradley or a nice home. You thought that who? Who else did you thought was your friend? The LGBT community was your friend because you can go and twerk your ass with the transgender. But all the time, the black man was the big bad boogeyman. Even though we never had any power in America. But let's continue. Shout out to the grandma who said, excuse me, sir. And somebody put that in chat. This is the reason why this person went off, because the grandma said, excuse me, sir. And then he took the aggression out on the worker at GameStop. Somebody put that in the chat. Now, look at the worker at GameStop. Look at the worker at GameStop.
You're gonna give me my fucking money back.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here. You need to watch him out.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was general.
Right beforehand, you fucking said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
I need your corporate number because I'm going to call them and talk about how I was misgendered several times in this store.
I apologize for that.
I need your.
Did you see what just happened right there? Did you see what just happened right there? Run it back. Did you see what just happened right there?
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
Immediately, what did the cash register guy say? What did the cash register guy say, even though he knows reality? See, this is the problem. This is the reason why we are in slavery as humanity is enslaved. Humanity is enslaved. Because you don't want to even speak the truth. Look at the cashier. He said, what did he say? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Motherfucker, take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
Somebody put that in the chat. He kicked over the property. Put that in the chat. He destroyed property. Look at this. He destroyed property because he was misgendered, ladies.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now. I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
Fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
Wait. Bitch, you better be joking.
Oh, my bad. I think I'm muted. Let me say this one more time. Ghetto Picasso. I don't know. I don't think you heard me. Shout out to Ghetto Picasso. I like your name. I like the picture. And I like your vibe. I never seen you before, but I feel like you might be part of the family, Ghetto Picasso. Please press the thumbs up button if you have not. Please go subscribe. I haven't seen you here before. But welcome to the family. Right here, we're censored on YouTube, but it's a very tight-knit family around here. I'm going to run this from the top. I need you to notice a few things. One, this is what somebody from the transgender community does, and nobody came out to correct him. I need you to remember, nobody came out to correct this man. And what did he do? He bullied everyone. out of the truth. He got people to apologize. He destroyed property. Somebody put that in the chat. He destroyed property. Did you see that? Look at this. He destroyed the property.
Fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
Now somebody put that in the chat. He might have just destroyed $300, $500, $700 worth of property. You know shit in GameStop is not cheap. They got video game consoles and all type of shit. He just kicked over 3-4 things. Now let's watch this.
Again, I will show you a fucking sir.
I apologize.
Motherfucker.
I apologize now.
I need your corporate number because I'm going to call them and talk about how it's misgendered several times.
Listen to what he said. I need your corporate number. I need people to comment right now just to know that y'all are listening. Listen to what he said. I need your corporate number so I can tell people how I was misgendered several times. So it's not about the fact that you're cursing. It's not about the fact that you're acting belligerent. It's not about the fact that you destroyed property. Now you need the corporate number to tell them that you were misgendered. Do you hear this?
I need your corporate number because I'm going to call them and talk about how it's misgendered several times in this store.
I apologize for that.
I need your corporate number now.
And see, this is what the red man would call, the red man is calling this the woke mob. If you listen to the news or you listen to the right-wing media, whatever the hell you want to call it, this is what they envision when they see the woke mob. They're calling this woke. They believe that these people are woke. This is what they're calling woke.
Get it for me now.
I'm going to ask you to calm down and stop cussing.
Give me your corporate number. Well, I'm going to ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man because quite clearly I am not.
And I apologize. I'm sorry for that, ma'am. I will get you that number. Is that okay? And I apologize. I'm sorry.
Time to stop calling me a man because quite clearly I am not. Ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man because quite clearly I am not. Ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man because quite clearly I am not. I'm going to ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man because quite clearly I am not.
See, this is another problem, guys. This is another problem. Infinite Charms. Did you hear what the man said? I need you to stop calling me a man because quite clearly I'm not. It goes right back into what Conscious TV said. Man and woman is a social construct that they want you to play along with this shit. So you see that I have my hair like Barbara Walters, nigga. Somebody put that in the chat. You see I'm wearing my hair like Barbara Walters. I got this little fucking pink Barbie doll spaghetti strap around my big ass biceps. You see I'm dressing like a woman. You need to play along. Quite clearly, I am not the social construct of a man. Quite clearly, I am falling into the social construct of a woman. So you need to abide by that. Do you see what's going on? I need fire emojis if you're following me. If I need to bring it back to kindergarten, I'll do it. But if you're listening like a college student, press fucking fire emoji and let's move forward.
I'm going to ask you for the 5th time to stop calling me a man because quite clearly I am not.
And I apologize. I'm sorry for that, ma'am. I will get you that number. Is that okay?
Yes, get it for me now.
I'm asking you to stop.
And do you see what just happened? What just happened in 10 seconds, guys? In 10 seconds, the cashier went from calling him sir to calling him ma'am. This man was just bullied and coerced into calling this person ma'am, even though ma'am, we know ma'am. Can somebody put the definition of ma'am? How about that? So we have, look at all these words that all mean the same thing. Ma'am, princess, girl, woman, lady, female. That's 6 different words. Chick. broad, hoe, bitch, fuck it. I got a million words that all come back to the female. What are you talking about? What are we talking about? Are we serious right now?
Really, I am not.
And I apologize. I'm sorry for that, ma'am. I will get you that number. Is that okay?
Yes, get it for me now.
I'm asking you to stop.
Get it for me now. I'm not cussing. I'm not cussing.
Okay.
Get me the damn numbers now, please. Ooh.
Ma'am, I apologize.
Ooh.
I apologize, ma'am. I will get you that number right now. Ma'am, I apologize.
Ooh. The numbers now, please. Ooh.
Ma'am, I apologize.
Ooh. The numbers now, please. Ooh.
Ma'am, I apologize.
Ooh. The numbers now, please. Ooh.
Ma'am, I apologize.
Ooh.
Wait. Bitch, you better be joking.
Get me the damn numbers now, please. Ooh.
Ma'am, I apologize.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ma'am, I apologize.
Ooh.
I apologize, ma'am. I will get you that number right now.
Ooh.
Ma'am, I apologize.
Ooh.
I apologize, ma'am. I will get you that number right now.
No, you're just gonna keep bumping your gums. You're just gonna keep bumping your gums and disrespecting.
Somebody put a 7 in the chat. Look at poor little Pikachu right here. This nigga kicked over the fucking Pikachu. This nigga fucked Pikachu up. What did Pikachu do? This nigga kicked over the Pikachu, destroyed the PlayStation 5. And he said he's gonna call your fucking boss to tell them that you've been misgendered. Listen.
Trans people in this store, which I plan on keep bumping your gums. You're just gonna keep bumping your gums and disrespecting trans people in this store, which I plan on telling the entire LGBTQ community. You're going to lose money over this.
Listen to the final thing he said right there. Can somebody put the final sentence that this man said right here? Listen, listen, listen.
Entire LGBTQ community, trans people in this store, which I plan on telling you disrespecting trans people in this store, which I plan on telling the entire LGBTQ community. You're going to lose money over this. You're going to disrespecting trans people in this store, which I plan on telling the entire LGBTQ community. You're going to lose money over. You're going to keep bumping your gums and disrespecting trans people in this store, which I plan on telling the entire LGBTQ community. You're going to lose money over this. You're going to keep bumping your gums and disrespecting trans people in this store, which I plan on telling the entire LGBTQ community. You're going to lose money over this. You're going to keep bumping your gums and disrespecting trans people in this store, which I plan on telling the entire LGBTQ community. You're going to lose money over this.
Somebody put it in the chat. What did he say, guys? What did he just say? Why is it important? What did the man just say? I need to see some comments right now. What did the man just say after he destroyed the property? Can y'all hear me? I need to hold on. There we go. I'm telling the entire LGBTQ community, you're going to lose money over this, over misgendering me. But wait a minute. Look at this, guys. Hold on. I bet you never seen this video. Somebody put that in the chat. Receipt King. Somebody put that in the chat. If I am the Receipt King, just go ahead and put that in the chat. Let me show you this real quick. I bet you never seen this one, though. I bet you never seen this one right here. I bet you never seen this one.
The video game store called her sir instead of ma'am. The video has been viewed more than 1 million times on YouTube over the last 2 weeks, and it's getting people talking. Lots of people have made fun of the woman for her outburst. Others say she did the right thing by defending her gender identity. Now only on 4, she's telling her side of the story to Kai Porter.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
It's the video seen by millions. Tiffany Moore, a transgender woman who recently started her transition, yelling at an employee inside this Albuquerque GameStop. Moore says the cashier repeatedly called her sir instead of the gender pronoun she identifies with while she was trying to return a game she bought for her son.
Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
I actually said both of you guys. It was general.
Right beforehand, you f***ing said sir.
Sir? Okay.
Take it outside. If you want to call me sir again, I will show you a f***ing sir.
I apologize. I apologize now.
I was so angry at that point because literally 5 or 6 times he had called me sir and got me so human angry, and I was cussing that.
The internet responding to the viral clip with memes like Superman.
Somebody put that in the chat. The internet was flaming this nigga up. They said the internet is undefeated.
You're a stupid dumbass. Dumbass.
Internet said Superman.
Superman. Aquaman.
Aquaman. Look at this. Look at this. Aquaman. Look at this. The internet is hilarious.
And Macho Man.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What?
De facto, were we not just talking about this? They said Macho Ma'am Tranny Savage. Somebody put that in the chat. Macho Ma'am Tranny Savage. This is why I say it's a beautiful time to be alive, because I'll be depressed as hell. I'm literally depressed, guys. Imagine if I had a good life, if I had some money. I'd really be living on cloud 9. Because I'm depressed and I still find this shit fucking hilarious. That is gold. Macho Ma'am Tranny Savage? Yo, that's insane.
He had called me sir and got me so human angry, and I was cussing that.
The internet responding to the viral clip with memes like Superman, Aquaman, and Macho Man, Tranny Savage. Tranny is a slang term for transgender that many find offensive and derogatory.
What's really sad is it's bringing so many bigots out of the woodwork.
But Moore, a local MC and rapper, isn't letting the memes get to her. She's using her newfound viral fame to raise awareness about the transgender community, and she even wrote a song to get her message out there.
We're humans just like you. We're people just like you. We have kids, we have parents, we have brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins. We're just trying to live.
Yeah, my fault.
As for how Moore handled the situation inside the store with that expletive-filled outburst,
and yeah, I could have reacted a whole lot better. But you know what? I look back at it. If I could, I wouldn't change a single thing. I would do it 100,000 times again. I would do it 100,000 times again. Whole thing. I would do it 100,000 times again. Whole thing. I would do it 100,000 times again. If I could, I wouldn't change a single thing. I would do it 100,000 times again. If I could, I wouldn't change a single thing. I would do it 100,000 times again. If I could, I wouldn't change a single thing. I would do it 100,000 times again. If I could, I wouldn't change a single thing. I would do it 100,000 times again. I would kick over that display 100,000 times again because my actions were justified. I mean,
did you hear what he said? Somebody put what he said in the chat. Just so we're clear, guys. Imagine if, now I'm going to have to give you a scenario. Imagine you go into a GameStop and you hear somebody call you a nigga. Can you go on the news? Talk to me in the chat. If somebody calls you a nigga in the grocery store, can you go on the news? Or if they call you a nigga in Best Buy, they call you a nigga at Walmart, can you kick everything over and destroy the flat screen TVs, and then as a black man go on the news and tell them I would do it 100,000 times again. Remember, this motherfucker's on the news. He didn't get no charges. There's no charges. He got to go on the news and say I would do it 100,000 times again, and the news called him ma'am. You know, there's a book called 1984. This is profound, guys. This is profound. I don't even like to read like that. Kanye West said, I don't even read. I know that sounds completely ignorant, but I don't even read like that. But I read when it's necessary. But I personally, I just be, my mind, I have ADHD. I can't look at a bunch of words. My head hurts, right? But let me tell you this. So, first of all, let me just play this one more time because I'm going to make a point, but I need you to listen to this one more time.
Once again, I would kick over that display 100,000 times again because my actions were justified. I mean, it was blatant and malicious hate. It was blatant and malicious misgendering.
And
somebody put that in the chat. Blatant and malicious. Oh, shit.
Every February is lesbian, gay, bisexual.
Hold on. Somebody put that in the chat. This motherfucker said it was blatant hate. It was blatant misgendering and hate. Let me show myself real quick. Blatant misgendering and hate. Can a black man go and kick over some shit if he's called a nigger and then get on the news and say, yeah, they called me a nigger in there? I would kick this shit over 10,000 more times. And then the news is going to say, yeah, I understand. Tell me more. Tell me more. He didn't get so do you understand how some people have privileges and some people don't? And so I'm guessing this is the reason why a lot of people are bitch ass niggas and they choose to do bitch ass shit so they can get these bitch ass privileges from the red man and from Satan and whoever else, right? But I just wanted to show you how the transgender community reacts. Now, mind you, I didn't see no videos. Did you see any videos? This is the internet, isn't it? Isn't this the big bad internet? Did you see any videos of anybody coming out and saying, hey, that dude with the it's ma'am, he completely doesn't represent us? No, on the contrary, you saw support. You saw him go on the news. Everybody called him. And that's what I was going to say. There's a book called 1984. Can somebody put that in the chat? That's exactly what I was going to say. I don't read a lot of books, but I did read 1984. I had to read it in English class. 9th grade, somebody put that in the chat. 9th grade English class, I read 1984. I was in the same class as the amazing Lucas. Somebody put that in the chat. That's why I'm on your ass, Lucas. I was in the same, I don't know if I'm in a simulation or some shit, but I was in this, or maybe I was supposed to be a Mason. I think maybe my family was priming me to be into masonry, but I never fit in. I didn't want to join the fraternities and shit. I didn't want to get spanked on my ass like a Shriner. I think I was supposed to be a Mason. If I would have went like a bitch nigga and been wearing these little purple cardigans and shit, I could have been over there. If I would have not, I shouldn't have grown out my dreadlocks. That was the problem. I grew out my dreadlocks. I grew them out. Someone told me to grow them out the first time. I should have just let my mom let me wear the little metrosexual. You remember when metrosexual shit was in? And she said, you need to wear a little beanie like LL Cool J. I remember LL Cool J was wearing this little stupid ass beanie and he was looking all dumb. She's like, isn't that cute? I said, no, that nigga looks stupid. I was no older than 11, 12 years old. She said, metrosexual. This is the new thing. I don't know who introduced it. I think Puff Daddy. I think Puff Daddy introduced the metrosexual thing. Does anybody remember Puff Daddy introduced metrosexual? What is that? Somebody go look that up. Go look up the definition of metrosexual. Because I remember that, and my mom had mentioned that word with some shit she was trying to get me to wear. And I asked my mom. I used to always be like, no, I'm not wearing that shit. My mom knew exactly that I have my very own sense of style. She actually told me that, she used to tell me all the time, I dress like a Jamaican. I don't know what that means. She said, you dress like a Jamaican. I have no idea what that means. But yeah, I wasn't wearing that dumb shit. But there was a movie called, or a book called 1984. Anyway, in this book, 1984, you have a man living in some dystopian future, cameras everywhere. Everybody's, the government literally owns everything. These people are slaves. They have microphones and cameras everywhere. Anyway, you got to read the book. It's really crazy. I read it, and I was in the same class as Amazing Lucas. When I read it from the front to the back. I love this book. 1984 by George Orwell. Anyway, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. At the end of the book, you have the main character. I believe his name was Winston. Correct me if I'm wrong. The main character's name was Winston. And at the end of the book, basically, he just gave up. Literally, the last page of the book, he says, I give up. Big Brother. And remember, there's a show called Big Brother. If I'm not mistaken, Andrew Tate was on Big Brother. Was he not? Tell me if that's true or not. Andrew, and I'm so pissed because I broke my fucking screen. Andrew Tate, Big Brother. Was Andrew Tate on Big Brother? Hold on. Andrew Tate, Big Brother. Yeah. Andrew Tate, before climbing to his success, that's actually deep. That is deep. Wow. 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 Oh, they was telling us the whole time. I broke my screen. I wish you could see it better than this, but I broke my screen earlier today. They were telling us the whole time what was going on. Look, Andrew Tate, they call him the Cobra, don't they? They call him the Cobra. He has a snake on his arm. Look at that. Oh, wow. Y'all don't even see what I'm talking about, do you? Andrew Tate. Wow. Andrew Tate. He has the snake on his arm. You see the snake on his arm? Put a fire emoji in the chat. Look at that. He was part of Big Brother. Big Brother. Y'all don't get it? Andrew Tate. I broke my phone earlier today. I dropped it on the ground. Fuck that. Andrew Tate. He was on Big Brother. Do you know what Big Brother is? Big Brother is from 1984, George Orwell. This is talking about the all-seeing eye, the camera that sees everything. Wow. You know what, guys? We either we're in hell, or there's a very, very, very select few of us that's out here just the heroes of this whole story, because it's turning out everybody's an agent. But anyway, let me not get distracted. This is what I wanted to show you tonight. Hold on. This is what I wanted to show you. We're right here. Oh, goddamn. We're right here at about 2 hours. This is what I wanted to show you before I get out of here. So you can go watch the video. I'm going to put the link in the description when this video ends, and I'll put it in the comment section as well. This is the part of the video I want to show you about the Beehive. Remember, we're dissecting the Beehive, and if you look at the if you look at the, what's it called, the thumbnail of this video, you're gonna see that. If you look at the thumbnail of this video that you're watching right now, I have 3 B's right there. 3 B's. Can somebody put that in the chat? With the Beehive, you have 3 components to the Beehive. And of course, you have the defender of the entire Beehive, which is the simp-ass black man and the Pookie Ray Ray black man. But inside the Beehive, you have the black woman who is the queen bee. Whether you want to admit it or not, the black natural cisgendered woman is the queen bee, the real black woman. She's the queen bee. But inside the Beehive, you have the black woman, you have the transgender black man, whatever, and you have the gay black Saucy Santana conscious TV ass niggas in there. Now they're fighting each other. So I'm going to skip forward of all the bullshit. If you want to see the rest of the video of Conscious TV just talking bullshit, let me know. But I know you don't. So I don't either. You can go watch the rest. Just know that he was disrespecting black women. He was taking the position of the transgender. Now look at this gay black man. He opens up the floor for black women. Let's see what he says. Do you think he's going to give a righteous chance to the black woman? Now remember, this man's #1 demographic is black women and all of this. Put the #1 in the chat if you think that this this gay black man is going to respect the same way he told us to respect his pronouns and all this shit. Is he going to respect what the woman has to say? Let's see. Let's move forward to about 1 hour and 33 minutes. Let's go around here. Let's see what this dude has to say.
This is absolutely okay. First of all, can you hear me well? Because I'm using my earpods. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Now put a 7 in the chat if you can hear this, just so we're clear on what's going on. He just opened up the phone lines. He was sitting there lecturing black women about they need to accept this. You don't understand what a woman is. And then the women in the comments, they said, open up the panel. So he opened up a panel. And so this is the footage of right when he opens up the panel. Let's see what the women who usually support him, let's see what they have to say. This is her first conversation of the day, guys.
For 1 minute, boo.
Yep.
I want that raggedy motherfucker in the chat to hit the link because I find it interesting that I didn't even hear as much from Tarita or from Silveris as much as I heard from the raggedy motherfucker in the chat, yabba dabba goddamn doing. And yet, once again, don't be Rosa Parks, bitch. Get your ass up off that bus and step your ass up into the marvelous light because I want to hear from you. All y'all ragging out motherfuckers always talking that shit. But you're right there in the damn chat and you won't contend and really bring that shit full circle, honey. Come and bring that intellect to the chat, honey. Come and bring that verbiage. Come and talk your motherfucking shit. Come pop your shit.
That's what I want. That's exactly what I want.
Use your motherfucking vowels, honey. Y'all be so
I want Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear, whoever Mr. Bear was in the link to come up.
Baby.
Mr. Bear, come.
So anyway, just so we're clear, he just opened up the comment section and now he's going off on anybody in the comment section who disagrees with what he has to say. Do you see how these are the bully? These are the real bullies right here. This is a bully right here. He wants you to believe what he has to say and has no facts or has no logic behind it. At least the black man, he'll knock your head between the washer dryer and explain it to you. And he'll make it logical. Can somebody put that in the chat? When the black man knocks your head between the motherfucking washer dryer, he can make it logical. This nigga is treating you just like an abusive patriarchy. Watch this. Look at this woman. The woman at the top right. You see the woman at the top right? Look at she's about to call in and this is the first conversation of the day. Let's see how it goes.
Come forward.
Platform,
Come
Okay,
forward.
I'm gonna let y'all sound off. Silveris, take it home. Then Tarita, and then Miss Breeze. I'm a mute.
Okay, so hi everyone. I cannot see your names, ladies. I cannot see your names, but warm welcome to Conscious. I love you so much. I really appreciate your platform. And to okay, Breeze and Tarita. Hey, hon. So
Hi. Good evening.
this good evening. So this topic, I know it's a touchy one, and I'm gonna keep my introduction short and simple and sweet and to the point. I really, okay, so I don't have an issue with anybody in their sexual orientation. So I'm not phobic. I don't fear that at all. But where I do take issue in regards to this topic is that I feel like as women, we are kind of being wiped out as biological women. I feel like we're kind of being wiped out. You know, like I don't, and that's not to offend any transgender women. I just find it very interesting, and yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I find it very interesting that when, just like Conscious said, as far as trans men, we're not getting like they don't get that backlash the same way that like trans women do. And I feel like a lot of that, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I feel like a lot of the backlash that trans women get is because they come into biological woman spaces, but they still come with that very masculine energy. They come with that very masculine frequency of this is what we say, this is what we are, and
Did you hear what the woman just said? Can somebody put what the woman just said in the chat? What did the woman just say? Listen closely. Listen closely. She came and gave her respect. She says she respects Conscious TV. She loves him. She watches him all the time. But on this particular topic, this is the way she feels. Listen to the way the black woman feels.
Like trans women do. And I feel like a lot of that, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I feel like a lot of the backlash that trans women get is because they come into biological woman spaces, but they still come with that very masculine energy. They come with that very masculine frequency of.
Listen to what this person said. The transgenders, I don't like how the transgenders basically they still act like men. They come here and they try to dictate what's going on. Do y'all hear that? The transgenders, this is what a black woman is saying. She feels offended when the transgenders come around with that masculine energy, and she can still feel the masculine energy. But look at Conscious TV's face. Why is Conscious TV doing all this? Look at Conscious TV's face, guys. If Conscious TV is a mediator and he's supposed to have this safe space and this platform for everybody to be able to talk, why is Conscious TV making that face, guys? Can somebody tell me? Why is Conscious TV making that face?
But dabba goddamn doing. But y'all love to stay into the marvelous light because I want to hear from
Conscious. I love you so much. I really appreciate your platform. And to okay, Breeze and Tarita. Hey, hon. So
Hi. Good evening.
Good evening. So this topic, I know it's a touchy one, and I'm gonna keep my introduction short and simple and sweet and to the point. I really okay, so I don't have an issue with anybody in their sexual orientation. So I'm not phobic. I don't fear that at all. But where I do take issue in regards to this topic is that I feel like as women, we are kind of being wiped out as biological women. I feel like we're kind of being wiped out. You know, like I don't, and that's not to offend any transgender women. I just find it very interesting, and yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I find it very interesting that when, just like Conscious said, as far as trans men, we're not getting like, they don't get that backlash the same way that, you know, like trans women do. And I feel like a lot of that, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I feel like a lot of the backlash that trans women get is because they come into biological woman spaces, but they still come with that very masculine energy. They come with that very masculine frequency of, this is what we say, this is what we are, and you have to take it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just, you know,
No, don't be sorry. This is your opinion.
You have to take it. Women's spaces, but they still come with that very masculine energy. They come with that very masculine frequency of, this is what we say, this is what we are, and you have to take it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just, you know,
No, don't be sorry. This is your opinion.
This is
As
just
CTV keeps
like
it.
Women's spaces, but they still come with that very masculine energy. They come with that very masculine frequency of, this is what we say, this is what we are, and you have to take it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just, you know,
No, don't be sorry. This is your opinion.
This is
As
just
CTV.
Look at that, y'all. Do you see how the Beehive is against itself now? Do you see how the woman has to come in? Conscious TV, I just want to start off by telling you I love you so much. Think about it. Do black men do this when they come in and have a disagreement? When black men call into the, oh my God, you know, I just want to start by telling you I love you so much. And listen, I don't want you to be mad at me, but listen, I just want to tell you my particular opinion. You know, don't get mad at me, guys. But all I want to say is, actually, personally, I actually think that, you know, actually, yeah, the transgenders are a little masculine. They come and try to take over our shit. Immediately, woo, child, oh, ooh, ooh, you better walk on eggshells. Somebody put that in the chat. Immediately, so you open up the platform and the first person that calls in happens to be somebody that disagrees with you, and look at you talk about, oh, you better walk on eggshells. Do you see? Put a fire emoji if you see how the Beehive operates. We have officially entered the Beehive. This is how the Beehive operates. The moment you say something they don't like on the public platform, oh, girl, you better, I'm giving you the warning. You better walk on eggshells. Listen.
TV keeps it a safe place.
This topic, I know it's a touchy one, and I'm gonna keep my introduction short and simple and sweet to the point. I really, okay, so I don't have an issue with anybody in their sexual orientation. So I'm not phobic. I don't fear that at all. But where I do take issue in regards to this topic is that I feel like as women, we are kind of being wiped out as biological women. I feel like we're kind of being wiped out. You know, like and that's not to offend any transgender women. I just find it very interesting, and yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I find it very interesting that when, just like Conscious said, as far as trans men, we're not getting like, they don't get that backlash the same way that, you know, like trans women do. And I feel like a lot of that, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I feel like a lot of the backlash that trans women get is because they come into biological woman spaces, but they still come with that very masculine energy. They come with that very masculine frequency of this is what we say, this is what we are, and you have to take it. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just, you know,
No, don't be sorry. This is your opinion.
This is
And
just
CTV keeps it a safe place. That's your opinion.
Right. Oh yes, and I'm yeah, and I mean, Conscious, I love you. I really do. I have so much respect for you. I hold you in very high regard. And you know, this is just my opinion. Like, this is just where I'm coming from. I don't have a channel. I don't have, you know, I don't have followers and all of that stuff. This is just my opinion. I just feel like we're kind of being wiped out little by little because, like I said, and I'm gonna wrap this up in like 10 seconds. I just feel like, you know, trans women can kind of be a little aggressive in the space of biological women.
Look at Conscious TV's face. This is how this woman feels. Look how he's invalidating her feelings, guys. Wow. That's amazing, guys. He's invalidating her feelings. Somebody put that in the chat. Shame on Conscious TV. He's invalidating this woman's lived experience. He's completely disregarding her feelings. He's completely just shaming her experience. Oh my God, look at how he's laughing in her face. This is shameful, guys. You really need to understand that, guys. He's laughing at her. She called in. She said, I don't have a channel. I'm just a regular black woman, but I feel like I'm being erased because these transgenders are a little aggressive. This is just my opinion. Look at this nigga right here.
You know, I don't have followers and all of that stuff. This is just my opinion. I just feel like we're kind of being wiped out little by little because, like I said, and I'm going to wrap this up in like 10 seconds. I just feel like, you know, trans women can kind of be a little aggressive in the space of biological women because it's almost like, I don't know, like maybe this is just.
Hold on, so I got a question for you, sir. I got one question for you. Because it's, like I said, it's just so interesting how the situations mirror one another. Because
wow.
Now listen to this. You see how she said what she said, and now wow. Somebody put that in the chat. What is the wow about? I thought this was an open debate for people to talk about, or an open platform. This is not a debate. These women are supposed to be calling in, telling you how they feel, Conscious. Again, you're just a gay black man who's trying to vouch for the gay community. How about you come out and say that, Conscious TV? And see how many subscribers you have. Let them know that you're not an ally of the black woman. You're just here for the gay community and the trans community. How about you say that, Conscious TV? Because this video is proving that you are not. And I told you I was never going to let you rest when you came for me, Conscious TV, and I love you. But if ever I'm bored, I'm going to drag your ass for filth, as they say in the LGBT community. You hear me, Conscious TV? For all the pain and suffering that you put me through, shout out to Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha just sent me $7.77. Somebody put that in the chat. Cha-Cha literally sent me $7.77. Why? For my pain and suffering. And what does she mean, my pain and suffering? For the pain and suffering, let me show you that what Cha-Cha sent me right here. Shout out to Cha-Cha. What up, Buckshot? Buckshot, look at this. Cha-Cha sent me $7.77. Why? For my pain and suffering. She sent me $7.77 for my pain and suffering. Why? Because I had to deal with this Conscious TV dude for 10, 12, 15 hours just making up shit. Turns out he's not even friends with the black woman. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh yes, and I'm and yeah, and I mean, Conscious, I love you. I really do. I have so much respect for you. I hold you in very high regard, and this is just my opinion. Like, this is just where I'm coming from. I don't have a channel. I don't have, I don't have followers and all of that stuff. This is just my opinion. I just feel like we're kind of being wiped out little by little because, like I said, and I'm going to wrap this up in like 10 seconds. I just feel like, trans women can kind of be a little aggressive in the space of biological women because it's almost like, I don't know, like maybe this is just
hold on.
my
So I got a
personal
question for you,
experience.
sir. I got one question for you. Because it's, like I said, it's just so interesting how the situations mirror one another.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
what you're saying about trans women is the same thing that Iyanla said about natural born women. When she said natural born women out here acting like pit bulls in a skirt, acting like men in a skirt. So would you agree that if it is true that trans women operating in some level of aggression, that biological women are also doing the very same? And if biological women are also showing up in their masculinity in various ways for various reasons under various circumstances, then how can we take anything away from trans women showing up in their masculinity? Because I just said earlier too, before y'all got on here, that some people may assign this energy of masc and femme to sex and gender. I don't. I assign it to the divine. I assign it to the creator. I think of these things in a spiritual, metaphysical context. Therefore, when you show up as a female in your masculinity, that's not unnatural.
First of all, I need to show you guys something. We're in the Beehive. Can somebody, I need at least one person to please communicate with me. Let me know that you're seeing this right now. We're deep in the Beehive. We're not supposed to be seeing this, guys. Our demographic is not supposed to be seeing these. This is an inside conversation. This is when they have one of them family conversations that away from everybody else. We are right now a fly on the wall in the Beehive. Can somebody put that in the chat? We are right now a fly on the wall in the Beehive. We're not supposed to be seeing this. First of all, Conscious TV, he just completely disregarded everything that woman said, and he created his own narrative and just moved the goalpost again. She called in to give her perspective. He just changed the narrative and talked about the divine feminine and everything else. Look at the woman Breeze. Put a thumbs up emoji if you see the woman at the bottom with the headphones in the gray shirt. Her name is Breeze. Look at the woman Breeze and just watch what she's doing the entire time. Look at the woman Breeze. Watch.
I don't have followers and all of that stuff. This is just my opinion. I just feel like we're kind of being wiped out little by little because, like I said, and I'm going to wrap this up in like 10 seconds. I just feel like, trans women can kind of be a little aggressive in the space of biological women because it's almost like, I don't know, like maybe this is just
Hold on.
my
So I got a question for you, sir. I got one question for you. Because it's, like I said, it's just so interesting how the situations mirror one another. Because what you're saying about trans women is the same thing that Iyanla said about natural born women. When she said natural born women out here acting like pit bulls in a skirt, acting like men in a skirt. So would you agree that if it is true that trans women operating in some level of aggression, that biological women are also doing the very same? And if biological women are also showing up in their masculinity in various ways for various reasons under various circumstances, then how can we take anything away from trans women showing up in their masculinity? Because I just said earlier too, before y'all got on here, that some people may assign this energy of masc and femme to sex and gender. I don't. I assign it to the divine. I assign it to the creator. I think of these things in spiritual, metaphysical context. Therefore, when you show up as a female in your masculinity, that's not unnatural for me. You are operating in your divinity because you inherently possess both divinities. You literally are even biologically born and marinated in both the energies of your father and your mother. It takes both polarities to even create female and male. We're literally born in the image of male and female. Literally.
DNA. That's DNA.
Therefore, when you show up as a I mean, some people may assign this energy of masc and femme to sex and gender. I don't. I assign it to the divine. I assign it to the creator. I think of these things in spiritual, metaphysical context. Therefore, when you show up as a female in your masculinity, that's not unnatural for me. You are operating in your divinity because you inherently possess both divinities. You literally are even biologically born and marinated in both the energies of your father and your mother. It takes both polarities to even create female and male. We're literally born in the image of male and female. Literally.
DNA. That's DNA.
DNA level. So when we, and once again, I know that this is a West issue. This is a Western issue of females have to be feminine and males have to be all masculine, and nobody can do any swatching, even though we all naturally inherent.
Now, first of all, why is this nigga talking so much? He opened up the panel. Do you hear how he opened up the panel? But he starts to lecture you. I just need to put whatever emoji you in the chat just to let me know you're still here and listening. This nigga's and why am I talking about this man? Because this is now Babylon. Babel. This is the Babel of Babylon. This is what is literally the accepted norm now. This is what's literally invading all of society right now, to where the black woman doesn't have a voice anymore. Now, I want to ask you, black woman, how does it feel that you lost your spot to a black man anyway? How does that feel? Look at the woman at the bottom. She's clapping the whole time and shaking her head, yes, 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 at what Conscious TV is saying. Conscious TV is a black man. The Sydney Star, the woman that destroyed Chingy's career, that's a black man. All these transgenders that came out and disrespecting you, those are black men. But because of the sisterhood of the Beehive, you can't identify it as such. And you can't blame heterosexual black masculine men. You can't blame cisgendered men. Let's listen to this bullshit. She said how she felt, and he went on a whole tirade about spirituality and this and that.
Apparently have both capacities, but to say that about trans women, does that mean that natural born women should not be allowed to show up in their masculinity either?
You know what? Okay. So, okay. You just put out a lot. Like that was like an entire smorgasbord of information. Now
somebody put that in the chat. This black woman, she said how she felt, and this nigga went on for 3 to 5 minutes about some metaphysical shit about a man and a woman. And she said, nigga, you just told me a smorgasbord. Somebody put that in the chat. She said, you just told me a smorgasbord of information. And I'm not moving forward till I see that word in the chat, a smorgasbord. You don't hear that a lot. She said, Conscious TV, I love you. But first of all, nigga, that was a smorgasbord of information that you just said. How the fuck am I supposed to address this smorgasbord? And I'm not moving forward until I see that word in the chat. I need to see how it's spelled, and I need to see that y'all are listening, and I need to know that you know how interesting of a word that is. And I need you to understand what a smorgasbord is. And then I need somebody else to define a smorgasbord. Don't worry, I'll wait.
And marinated in both the energies of your father and your mother. It takes both the polarities to even create female and male. We're literally born in the image of male and female. Literally.
DNA. That's DNA.
DNA level. So when we, and once again, I know that this is a West issue. This is a Western issue of females have to be feminine and males have to be all masculine, and nobody can do any swatching, even though we all naturally inherently have both capacities. But to say that about trans women, does that mean that natural born women should not be allowed to show up in their masculinity either?
You know what? Okay. So, okay. You just put out a lot. Like that was like an entire smorgasbord of information, knowledge, questions, everything. To keep it short, because I do want to respect everybody on the panel and allow everybody to speak. To keep it short, in my opinion, okay. Oh, wow. Conscious, you put out a lot.
Somebody put that in the chat. Do you see what just happened? And I'm not even moving forward until somebody tells me what just happened with this black woman. The black woman had a very strong feeling. She knew how she felt. She was very hesitant. She doesn't have a channel, but she said, you know what? I'm going to use this platform to say how I feel about the transgenders right now. And then Conscious TV gave this 5-minute dissertation. She said, you just gave me a smorgasbord of words, and then listen to her and tell me what just happened.
Out to show up in their masculinity either.
You know what? Okay. So, okay. You just put out a lot. Like that was like an entire smorgasbord of information, knowledge, questions, everything. To keep it short, because I do want to respect everybody on the panel and allow everybody to speak. To keep it short, in my opinion, okay. Oh, wow. Conscious, you put out a lot.
What happened right there? I just need to know before I move forward. What just happened right there? The woman said he just put out an entire smorgasbord of information, questions, answers, information, theories, and then she tried to get her thoughts together. And what happened, guys? I need at least one person to tell me what just happened right there. We cannot move forward until you understand what just happened.
DNA. That's DNA.
DNA level. So when we, and once again, I know that this is a West issue. This is a Western issue of females have to be feminine and males have to be all masculine, and nobody can do any swatching, even though we all naturally inherently have both capacities. But to say that about trans women, does that mean that natural born women should not be allowed to show up in their masculinity either?
You know what? Okay. So, okay. You just put out a lot. Like that was like an entire smorgasbord of information, knowledge, questions, everything. To keep it short, because I do want to respect everybody on the panel and allow everybody to speak. To keep it short, in my opinion, okay. Oh, wow. Conscious, you put out a lot.
Now tell me what just happened. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to tell me what just happened when this woman, what just happened with that woman right there? What just happened with that woman right there? Tell me. She was very sure of what she was saying. Tell me what just happened.
Knowledge, questions, everything. To keep it short, because I do want to respect everybody on the panel and allow everybody to speak. To keep it short, in my opinion, knowledge, questions, everything.
Out to show up in their masculinity either.
You know what? Okay. So, okay. You just put out a lot. Like that was like an entire smorgasbord of information, knowledge, questions, everything. To keep it short, because I do want to respect everybody on the panel and allow everybody to speak. To keep it short, in my opinion, okay. Oh, wow. Conscious, you put out a lot.
What just happened right there? She just went from saying she knows what she's talking about and she feels like women are being erased by transgenders. Now she can't even speak. What just happened? I'm not even going to move forward until I read some comments. So talk to me, guys. I need to know what you're saying. She's submitting to the rainbow. Ah, that's a good one. That's a good one. She's submitting to the rainbow, guys. Look at that. Jay says the serpent tongue. If dude was straight, they would be hostile. Wow, these are some real good comments. She was gaslit into submission. Somebody put that in the chat. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right, guys. Think about that. She was gaslit into submission. Do you hear that? Isn't that insane, guys? This black woman was just gaslit into submission. And look at Conscious TV's face. Look at Conscious TV's face. So satisfied that he got this woman to forget what she was talking about. Do you see why I made this video? Put whatever emoji you want in the chat if you see why I made this video and the video I made earlier. If you see the point that I'm trying to get, the fact that there's people like Conscious TV out here who can make you forget reality. These are wizards. This is witchcraft. Talk to me. We're about to get out of here, guys. I don't want to take too much of your time. You know I don't ever have too many people, but I appreciate the people that are here. And this is going to live on my channel. And Conscious TV knows he don't want that smoke. Look at all these YouTubers with all these big numbers that know they don't want no smoke with me. Conscious TV, I already turned him into a pack right now. I'm using him as a case study. Can somebody put that in the chat? I already turned him into a pack. Second step, turn this nigga into a case study. I haven't even seen anything past here. All I saw was him gaslighting her out of her words. Can somebody put that in the chat? This nigga gaslighted her out of her words. She called in for a reason, guys. You can't just call into, it's not like a phone number. You have to make your own little profile on StreamYard. She made a profile for StreamYard. She waited in line. She called in and she was the first caller. She said, I feel like transgenders are erasing us. And this nigga gave her a bunch of smorgasbord of words and she forgot what she said. Is that not magic? Put the number 1 in the chat if it's not magic. If it's not sorcery, if it's not witchcraft, if it's not magic, what Conscious TV just did, put the number 1 in the chat. If it is witchcraft, if it is sorcery, if it is magic, how he just made you forget what the fuck you were talking about right here, actual magic, put the number 7 in the chat.
Absolutely, absolutely. Go ahead, go for it, you guys.
Okay, so
We
we're
want
gonna
to hear you
hold.
about those.
All right, so we're gonna come back to chivalrous, girl. Okay.
Okay.
Karina, I know that you've been dying to get up in here, sis. What's going on?
Yes. Oh, I love you, CTV. How are you doing, sweetheart? I know it's been a while since you heard from me.
I'm gonna play a little bit more of this video. I didn't play anything more than that. I'm gonna just see how this goes and just see. We're gonna skip forward a little bit and see if any women push back on him. At this point, I haven't seen past this video, so we're gonna move forward a little bit. It's a very long video, as you see, it's 5 hours. So I'm gonna scoot forward just a little bit and see if any women gave him pushback. Let's listen, guys.
Yes, you Jersey girl. Listen, I think that at the end of the day, like I said, I speak highly of my sister. My sister is gay, and I love her to death, and I do anything for her. And like I said in the chat about the church being the biggest fraud of them all, because if anybody that grew up in church like me, you know, either the choir director was gay or the organist was gay, you had a few gay, you know, you know, the church is a big old part of that. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like this. Like you said earlier, there.
Hold on, let me get this shit off my screen. I don't know why this nigga put this shit on the screen, but let me get this shit off my screen, dog. I don't know why this nigga put this shit on my screen. This is the shit he put on his own live stream. But let's listen to more of this real quick. I'm gonna see if I have any women that gave him pushback, and we're gonna get on out of here.
There's man and there's woman. When you fill out an application for anything, to buy a house, a job, whatever, they don't ask you if you are a man or a woman. They ask you if you are male or female. That is the organs that were assigned to you upon you being born. When you, as a trans, and I have a friend that is trans, okay, it is more of, I feel like, and out of their own words, out of their own words, I feel like I was born in the wrong body. They don't sit up there and press the issue of which my trans friend doesn't point or press the issue of, you know, being able to have a period or being able to bear a child. They know that, or they know that, you know, being born a male but feeling female, or feeling like they were born in the wrong body. You know what I mean? So like you said earlier, it's the structure of it being man and woman, not male or female, which the agenda is signed to you upon birth. You're God-given. You understand what I'm saying? So I agree with you that 100%. And at the end of the day, I understand where Jessie was coming from. Jessie Hilarious. I'm not a really big fan of hers. You know, but I do understand where she was coming from. But I do understand also what T.S. Madison was coming from too. At the end of the day, I don't feel as though biological women are being knocked out or wiped out. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, then you're looking on.
Oh wow, I was muted. Let me say it again because I was muted. I was muted. So let me say it again. I need somebody who is not Solo Dolo, and I need somebody who is not Jay to comment in the section right now. Let me know that you are real. Let me know that you're not an NPC bot artificial intelligence motherfucker. If you are not Jay, if you are not Solo Dolo, don't tell me Solo Dolo and Jay are the only real niggas that's listening right now. Those are the only ones fighting against this entire shit. See, of course the chat is tripping, you see? Of course the chat is going to trip. Well, regardless, I'm going to put this information out. Look at Conscious TV. Somebody put that in the chat. Look at Conscious TV. Conscious TV pulled out a video or a picture of Jess Hilarious with her wig off. Mind you, Jess Hilarious posted this video herself. It's not like somebody posted this video of Jess Hilarious or this picture. Jess Hilarious posted this picture by herself. So now this black man is trying to use this black woman and call her ugly and say she looks like a boy to say, that's why you need to chill out. That's why you need to shut the fuck up. And that's why you need to accept people disrespecting black women. Now he opened up the chat and he's still disrespecting the black women who have a disagreement with him. Watch.
On the physical features, the outside.
You know what I mean? It's not even the physical though. It's not even the physical though. Me personally, when I hop on these panels, I feel knocked out as a biological woman because it seems as though the moment I say that yes, I was born a woman, I'm shunned because all of a sudden I have to identify as a cis woman. I have to identify as, you know, just a person that has carried children, not a woman that has carried children. It really does take away from my experience as a woman. You know what I mean?
But that's your own.
You hear what she said? Somebody put that in the chat. She said, I feel like I'm being knocked out. You don't call me a woman. You call me a person that carries a baby. You call me a person that carries a child. I feel like I'm being knocked out. I feel like I'm being kicked out. I feel like there's nothing unique about my experience. And all these people, including Conscious, they don't care about that. And it's a beautiful time to be alive because Solo Dolo said the most perfect thing. He said, we have to watch them fight it out. And thank you for reminding me, Solo. We have to watch them fight it out so they can fall to their bloody knees and beg us for forgiveness. Can somebody put that in the chat? Both of these groups are going to fall to their bloody knees, all praise be to the Most High God, and ask us for forgiveness.
Personal experience, but sweetheart, that's your own personal experience. Okay, I don't have 2 kids and a full hysterectomy. Okay, but I still am a woman. At the end of the day, I was born a woman, and even though after I had my children and had my hysterectomy and my parts removed because of fibroids, I still considered myself I'm still a female.
Can you hear me, love?
Yes.
You hear me? So I think for the sake of us staying in an educational place, because I think that this is where the confusion comes in, is the confusion comes in around semantics and language, because there's still a big misunderstanding about the way that we utilize these words contextually. So,
and that's why I said about a job application or application when you're filling in an application.
Hello, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that because you said that you were born a woman, I think that this is the most simplest way to define female and woman is
right. Instead of saying woman, I was born a female, period, is what I was trying to say. Right. I was born a female.
You can be born female, but woman is actually created.
Right. Exactly.
You hear what he says? You can be born a female, but a woman is actually created. This is what they believe, guys. So however you want to debate this, I'm not here to tell women how to debate this because this is up to women to fight this. But I need you to see what's going on.
It's largely created and it's a construct that exists largely from external factors influencing identity.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
yes,
Okay, so
exactly.
I've never heard it broke down that way before. Okay.
It makes them, and it.
Do you hear the Beehive, guys? Somebody put that in the chat. Listen to the Beehive literally keeping each other hypnotized. This man just said literally nothing, and they're like, oh, okay, I get it now. I never heard it broke down like that. I never heard you break it down like that, so now I understand that a woman could be anybody. Listen to this. This is literally, to me, at this point, it's fucking hilarious. At this point, it's just something I need you guys to study. I need some psychologist to study this shit. This motherfucker said a woman could be anything. And then he gave a bunch of babble, a smorgasbord, and the woman said, ooh, okay, I understand now.
And it's a construct that exists largely from external factors influencing identity.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I've never heard it broke down that way before. Okay.
It makes it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Hold on. I just want to add one more thing.
It makes a lot of sense with what Conscious TV is saying, guys. It makes a lot of sense what Conscious TV is saying. This is what he's convincing the black women to believe. So it looks like, guys, it looks like the black woman might lose this war. Can somebody put that in the chat before I get out of here? The black woman might lose this war because she's going to give up. She's going to believe whatever she's told, and she's going to go along with the story. She's not going to show her face and stand up against it because she doesn't want to go against the Beehive and the transgender and the flamboyant gay black male. It looks like they're going to treat her like a pimp treats the hoe. You know how the pimp tells the hoe to do whatever the fuck he says? That's how it looks like the black woman is going to follow the transgender. But is it any surprise that the black woman is going to follow the transgender and what they say? I mean, they followed the white man, didn't they? I need to read some comments. Didn't the black woman follow what the red man had to say? Now they're just going from that, and they listened to what the red woman had to say with Gloria Steinem and the feminism. Now they're listening to what the black transgender has to say. Isn't that poetic justice?
And I put this picture up not as a gag. I put this picture up because Jess Hilarious said that she has been mistaken as trans. And so her own words have come back to bite her in the ass because she's quantified her femininity to her anatomy, to her aesthetic. And yet, without putting on and creating woman, her physical would be confused.
Well, then that sounds like a problem for Jessie because that must have hurt her feelings for her to say something like that.
But we got to take this a little bit deeper. It's nothing wrong with a woman having physical masculine features.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna tell you how inherently cancerous this.
I'm gonna move forward in a minute. I'm gonna see if he had any backlash because I can't listen to this nigga much longer. Put the boo-boo emoji in the chat if you can't listen to this nigga much longer. But I just wanted to show you how he talks the entire time. Even when he lets the guest on, he's talking, cutting them off. He doesn't let them spit anything if it has nothing to do with him. Put a 7 in the chat.
Gatekeeping of femininity really is because Blue Ivy got subjected to this in the very early stages of her life where she got dragged by the black community by having the audacity to like her father, by having the audacity.
Right. I remember those memes. I remember those memes being put up there and them having how to.
Now I'm about to move forward to see if he had any backlash. I'm just going to move forward to this. I'm about to be out of here. I'm literally about to leave. At this point, I haven't seen anything past this. He went on for 5 hours. I don't know. You guys can watch this. Hold on.
How even before she was born.
Have to, everybody, that's the one thing I love about being a person is that as unique and different. So I know that, I personally was confused. I know where it comes from and all the people who are confused, all the women who feel like, we're being taken away from and, we're having our women, like, who's going to defend us? I understand where that comes from, but I want y'all to understand it comes like exactly the way CTV said it. It comes from patriarchy, capitalism, us being pitted against.
Somebody put that in the chat. Did you hear what she said? Did you hear the woman? It comes back to the patriarchy. She said black women and transgenders, stop fighting. It comes back to the patriarchy. I understand that you feel attacked by the transgenders, but it comes back down to the patriarchy. Listen, guys. Listen, guys.
It's not. It's just,
I'm one of them.
I'm still gonna bleed every 28 days. You wanting to have a period does not take away from mine. You wanting to wear hair, nails, all that stuff don't take away from my ability to go buy the same hair, nails. I know where it comes from, and all the people who are confused, all the women who feel like, we're being taken away from, and we're having our women, like, who's going to defend us? I understand where that comes from, but I want y'all to understand it comes like exactly the way CTV said it. It comes from patriarchy, capitalism, us being pitted against each other. We aren't able to actively give our frustration to the correct source. So we've been deterred and disoriented for so long that the cognitive process of just being mad at the person in front of me, we've been conditioned to do that. It's a habitual trauma response. And
listen, this is when you're so educated that you're dumb. Can somebody put that in the chat? Because I'm literally about to leave. I actually want to review this whole thing, but I don't have the time. This is when you're so educated that you're physically dumb. You're so book smart that you're dumb in the streets. You're dumb with common sense. Can somebody please attest to what I'm saying?
I know where it comes from, and all the people who are confused, all the women who feel like, we're being taken away from, and we're having our women, like, who's going to defend us? I understand where that comes from, but I want y'all to understand it comes like exactly the way CTV said it. It comes from patriarchy, capitalism, us being pitted against each other. We aren't able to actively give our frustration to the correct source. So we've been deterred and disoriented for so long that the cognitive process of just being mad at the person in front of me, we've been conditioned to do that. It's a habitual trauma response. And it's unfortunate. So that's my whatever.
Okay, so let me ask you this question.
One day I feel like I'm gonna have to look in the mirror and like take accountability for my actions and realize that I am the toxic one. Maybe I am the problem. But not today, bitch, because it's never me. It is always the man, ladies. Remember that. We are never wrong. One day I feel like I'm gonna have to look in the mirror and like take accountability for my actions and realize that I am the toxic one. Maybe I am the problem. But not today, bitch, because it's never me. It is always the man, ladies. Remember that. We are never wrong.
Oh, everybody! Everybody, help me out. Men ain't shit! 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 Men ain't shit!
Now, guess what? Doja Cat said, somebody put that in the chat. Doja Cat said, men ain't shit, but she's fucking a white man. Doja Cat's over here getting ghetto gagged by a white man. Doja Cat is literally laying upside down while some white man rams his... Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Can y'all hear me? Hold on. Virtual background, audio, camera, 1080p stream. What's up with that? Can y'all see me? Hold on. Let me make sure y'all can see me. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's up with this? Why can't they see me? Wow, guys. Hold on, y'all. I need to make sure y'all can even see me. Hold on. Camera. 1080p stream. What's up? Wow, I think I fucked up my camera. Hold on. Oh no, I didn't fuck up my camera. Hold on. Ugh. Oh, look at my green screen. My green screen is fucked up. I have a backdrop. What's up? Should I refresh the page? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? Hello? There we go. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to get out of here, man. I don't want to watch too much more of this bullshit. If you want to watch the video, I'm going to update I'm going to put it in the chat. I just think it's really crazy, right? How the black woman and the black woman in particular, this is the only one I'm worried about because I'm not worried about the transgender. The black woman in particular teams up with all of these different groups that shit on them in front of their face and they're not willing to call it out. Tell me, where is the normal woman? Where is the hot girl Megan Thee Stallion? And where is the celebrity? All of these women are silent right now. The most you could do is get on Twitter and say, I stand with Jess Hilarious. No, don't stand with Jess Hilarious. How about you stand in front of Jess Hilarious? How about you take what Jess Hilarious said and take that to the next level and say something more? Say something that you really feel. Jess Hilarious kicked open the door. Don't stand with her. Make it more. How about you support her by bringing in more? Put the heat on you. Because Jess Hilarious, somebody put that in the chat, Jess Hilarious has the heat on her right now. Let me listen to a little bit more of this bullshit and I'm done. I swear I'm done. I swear I'm done. That's it.
She is so smart, Bree. You are so smart and it's very intelligent and very insightful.
Well, articulate. All of you are doing a wonderful job holding down this conversation. I want to ask you this question briefly before I get to Kevin. So, okay, to mommy.
I feel like there is, at least for me, I haven't even put definite absolutes on what being a woman means to me. So I'm really not trying to do it to nobody else. So, you know, I personally feel like you being strong in your femininity, you know, if you equate that to your womanhood, all the more power to you. That's just me, but I'm not putting labels on my experience as a woman.
Listen to them bowing down, guys. Do you see that they're bowing down? That's the last question before I get out of here. Do you see that they're bowing down? The black woman, and remember, I said I put my money on the black woman. If I had to put my money on who was going to win this war, I said the black woman. But the way it's looking right now, they're bowing down to the transgenders in front of our faces, guys. It's a beautiful time to be alive. It's a beautiful time to be alive.
You can see it. And I just got out of the shower because
I'm a biracial. My mom white. So I was born by a woman. 2, 3, I'm a gay biracial black man. I'm feminine. My femininity comes from my mother and women that I grew up and looked at. Beyonce, Marilyn Monroe, the lady from Gone with the Wind, who was the lead actress. And I know that LGBT might hate me in the trans community too, but I'm sorry. We should not take the word woman from a biological woman, honestly.
And why do you feel that?
Oh, look at that. Somebody put that in the chat. I was about to get out of here, but that's actually interesting. Did y'all see that? Did y'all hear what just happened? I need to make sure y'all just saw what just happened. I need to make sure one of y'all just saw what just happened right now. Tell me what just happened right now, guys. What the fuck just happened? Oh my God. Hold on. Hold on. Because I was about to get out of here, but this might get good. This might get good. Hold on. Let me make sure this. Let me refresh the page. Actually, hold on. Let me refresh the page. Y'all, did y'all hear what just happened? Put a 7 in the chat if y'all hear what just happened. This is amazing. I was just about to get out of here. I can't even leave now. Did you see what just happened? Now, mind you, this is a whole stream, so I don't want to watch the whole thing, but it got good immediately. Look what just happened. What just happened? A gay man called in and he said, I don't want to, disrespect anybody. And I grew up very feminine because of the women in my life. Listen to that. This gay man called in and said, Conscious TV, to tell the truth, the reason why I'm feminine is because Marilyn Monroe and the natural women in my life. I don't feel like we should take that away from women. What do you think Conscious TV has to say? I haven't seen this yet. What do you think Conscious TV has to say? We shouldn't take that away from natural women. Let's watch. This is good. Somebody put a popcorn emoji in the chat. Now, this is a good movie right here. This is a good movie. Hold on.
You are a different type of woman than your mother is. Y'all can still have similarities, but you are still uniquely set apart because you are you in this woman construct. Okay? So I saw like 5 seconds ago somebody was struggling once again.
Damn, hold on.
Have to, we
call her Breeze too. So that's
so I know that to now mean, it's not just frustration to the correct source. So we've been deterred and
hold on, y'all. Let me find
maybe
it.
all the women can answer this, but I want Bree to answer it.
Can I answer it?
Yeah, well,
the actress and I know that LGBT might hate me in the trans community too, but I'm sorry. We should not take the word woman from a biological woman, honestly.
And why do you feel that that's happening, Kev? Like, do you really feel like
woman, honestly?
And why do you feel that
I'm biracial. My mom white. So I was born by a woman. 2, 3, I'm a gay biracial black man.
Amen.
I'm feminine. Amen. My femininity comes from my mother and women that I grew up and looked at. Beyonce, Marilyn Monroe, the lady from Gone with the Wind, who was the lead actress. And I know that LGBT might hate me in the trans community too, but I'm sorry. We should not take the word woman from a biological woman, honestly.
And why do you feel that that's happening, Kev? Like, do you really feel like trans women are trying to take the word woman or expand it?
It already has been done. They took the word and look, they made it to cisgender. A woman is a woman, biological. She was born. I understand the lady Breeze. She said about the periods, and I understand, but that's what God gave you. That's your right to birth children, to have children, to be a woman.
So let me ask you this:
when it comes to a transgender,
somebody put that in the chat. Do you see how I need you to put a fire emoji if this gay person just mentioned God to Conscious TV and he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that the gay person came on. He thought the gay person was gonna back him up, and now he's trying to cut the gay person off. Put a 7 in the chat.
It already has been done. They took the word and look, they made it to cisgender. A woman is a woman, biological. She was born. I understand the lady Breeze. She said about the periods, and I understand, but that's what God gave you. That's your right
Right.
to birth children, to have children, to be a woman.
But let me ask you this:
When it comes to a transgender woman, I'm
but
sorry,
when
go ahead.
giving birth and having a uterus and having a
Before we even listen to that, Jay said, "Bree, look at Breeze, the woman in the gray sweater. If you run this video back, the woman in the gray sweater is nodding her head yes to both sides of the argument. How does that happen? How is the woman at the top right, named Breeze, with the little short afro, how is she smiling and nodding her head yes to everything that Conscious TV is saying? And she's nodding her head yes to everything that the other person's saying, which is completely contrary to I kept saying Solo Dolo because I'm reading your comments. Because she's stupid. Ah, you're funny, bro. Let's continue. She's a stupid, silly woman. Somebody put that in the chat. The scripture says she knoweth nothing. She knoweth nothing. Look at her.
the menstrual cycle is being used to define and qualify.
Now look at I don't know why I keep saying Solodolo. Look at Conscious TV and look how he's gonna try to use his magic against another gay person. Who do you think is gonna win this battle? Put your favorite put your bets on who's gonna win this battle. Now, Conscious TV already beat the woman right next to him named Silvercrest. The black woman next to him tried to call and disagree. He destroyed her with her witchcraft and wizardry. And then the woman next to her, her name is Breeze. She's just smiling. She's just happy to be there. She's just, I don't know if she's on Zoloft or Xanax or whatever. She's just smiling. Yes, yes, yes to whatever. She's riding the fence. We haven't heard from the other women at the bottom. Okay, now look at the gay biracial dude. He pushes back on Conscious TV. Let's see who's gonna win this. Put your money up, guys. Who's gonna win this war right here? Who's gonna win the war?
Periods, and I understand, but that's what God gave you. That's your right to birth children, to have children, to be a woman.
But let me ask you this:
when it comes to a transgender woman, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Birth and having a uterus and having a menstrual cycle is being used to define and qualify.
And to be honest, that's
is that fair to other women and females who can't do that? Because as I said earlier, all females and all women are
but is it fair to a transgender woman to say that they're a woman and they got surgically done to be a woman?
Yes.
To a woman that has been born a woman, that has a vagina, that has to go.
Ooh, somebody put that in the chat. It's getting a little spicy. Put a popcorn emoji in the chat if you're a black man right now and this has nothing to do with you, but it looks like a beautiful movie and it's getting a little spicy. Put it in the chat if it's getting a little. Matter of fact, put a pepper emoji in the chat. I don't know if they even have a pepper emoji. I'm pretty sure they have a pepper emoji. Put a pepper emoji in the chat if it's getting a little spicy.
Transgender woman. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Birth and having a uterus and having a menstrual cycle is being used to define and qualify.
And to be honest, that's
is that fair to other women and females who can't do that? Because as I said earlier, all females and all women are
but is it fair to a transgender woman to say that they're a woman and they got surgically done to be a woman?
Yes.
To a woman that has been born a woman, that has a vagina, that has to go through the complications that a woman goes through. How can we, how can trans women or men, same thing for a transgender man, let's speak on that. Are we taken from being a man because they surgically got done or got a penis done?
Yes.
Let's speak on that. Let's speak on it. Does it go for them too? Because we had
back in the
because
day,
they're
that's what it
transgender
was.
men. That's taken away. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I didn't mean to cut you off. But at the end of the day, back in the day, that's what was spoken, man or woman. But like I said earlier, when you're filling out an application for a job, to buy a house, get a line of credit or whatever, they don't ask you man or woman on the application. They ask you male or female.
Right.
Somebody put it 7 in the chat. I was supposed to leave already, but this shit is just too interesting. I'm gonna just stick around for a little bit longer. Tell me if you see what's going on right here. You have everybody. It looks like everybody's against him. Put a clapping emoji if you see that the woman on the right of him disagrees with him. The woman with the gray that's showing her face with the little afro, she just agrees with everybody. So she doesn't even agree with him. The other woman hasn't even talked. The other woman said, hey, I'm a woman. Even though I had a hysterectomy, I don't have a period, but I'm still a woman. And then the gay dude says, yeah, I disagree with you. So this dude right here, he's the only one that believes it. Look at his body language. What is he doing right now with his body language when everybody on his chat disagrees with him? Talk to me. What is he doing? Is he bringing out the facts? Is he being loving and caring and feminine? Or is he crossing his arms? Let's talk about it.
Meaning the agenda you were assigned upon birth. I think what the fear is, I think there's a fear of the word woman being used with transgendered women because they're taking on that name, the woman part of being a trans woman, and some people are scared of that.
I just know for
some
me,
people are scared of that, but at the end of the day, if you open up your heart and you listen and you realize they know like I said, I have a friend that's trans. They know.
Here we go with this open up your heart shit. Somebody put that in the chat. We're having a logical discussion. Here you go with this. Let's open up our heart. This is where they're trying to meet in the middle. Do you see what's happening in the Beehive right now? They're actually having a real life fight. The only reason why they're not fighting with knives in the street right now is because they're trying to be cordial. They're trying to be cordial before it gets messy. And you tell me who's going to win this fight. I don't know who you think is going to win this fight, but if we're talking about physically, I think the transgenders can physically whoop these women's ass and knock their heads between the washer and dryer because they're men. But let's continue.
They know they can't produce children. They know they can't have a period. They know all of this.
But
no, that's actually a lie. Somebody put that in the chat. That's actually a lie. These transgenders do not know that they cannot have a period. These transgenders are literally telling the tampon companies to change their logo. These transgenders are literally telling each other how to create fake period blood. So you cannot say that they don't care about a period. Don't lie.
But at the end of the day, if you open up your heart and you listen and you realize they know like I said, I have a friend that's trans. They know they can't produce children. They know they can't have a period. They know all of this. But at the end of the day, my friend felt as though from the time they were born, they never felt male. They were always female.
Right.
And
there's nothing
he never
wrong with
took
it.
away from the fact.
And I'm not y'all taking away from that, because you can feel that you could be wrong in a different body. And I understand that. But by the end of the day, you're born what God made you. Whether you're happy with the way that you are or not, then that's with yourself.
Okay,
but you are with.
Listen to what the man said, because I'm about to get out of here and I'm gonna watch the rest later. I might even pull out later, but it's about 3 hours more of this, and there's probably a lot of good information in this. I'm gonna actually watch this back later. This gay man said, at the end of the day, you are what God made you. And look at Conscious TV. And it's just like Jay said, who the fuck is Conscious TV to tell everybody what the truth is? Do you understand that, guys? You have 6 grown adults on a panel. You're supposed to meet in the middle. Can somebody put that in the chat? You got to meet in the middle at the round table. You got 6 people on your panel. You can't just tell all these adults that you know what you're talking about and all of them don't. You better prove that shit with actual verifiable facts, you green-haired nigga. Now you're going against women and he's going against the gay community. Somebody put that in the chat. Conscious TV, before I leave, I just want you to know I'm on your ass, boy, and not in a sexual way either. You don't want me on your ass like this, bro. You're going against black men, you're going against black women, and you're going against your own gay community. Who do you have left? Who supports you? You're basically just out for your own vendetta. You won't listen to any counsel from any of your allies. Think about it. Think about a country that will not listen to a country that's going to war. Let's talk about it, guys. A country that's going to war and they won't listen to any of their allies to be diplomatic or to try to listen to the story. They won't listen, guys. Now you're going against, I thought he had allyship. I thought he was loyal to the gay community. I thought he was just going against the gay community. No, he's going against the women's and the gay community. He's defending transgenders now when gay people speak the truth. You hear this? So give a round of applause to that gay man who, although he's a grown gay man living his life, he told the truth, and that's the only thing that we need to ask. I never tried to judge a grown man who's gay and just knows the truth. Hey, I'm gay, I'm living this life, but at the end of the day, only God can make you a man or a woman. But look at what the Joker has to say. Somebody put that in the chat. Let's see what the Joker has to say about this.
But at the end of the day, my friend felt as though from the time they were born, they never felt male. They were always female.
Right.
And
there's
he
nothing
never
wrong with
took
that.
away from the
And
fact.
I'm not y'all taking away from that, because you can feel that you could be wrong in a different body. And I understand that. But by the end of the day, you're born what God made you. Whether you're happy with the way that you are or not, then that's with yourself. But you are aware that God made me a gay feminine male.
Let me because you're saying some very interesting things here, and I don't want to forget to I think this conversation
it's hot. It is.
Yeah,
it is, y'all. It is.
But it needs to be.
But it needs to be spoken on. It needs to be discussed.
It needs to be discussed. It needs to be spoken on, and we need to unite.
Hello, you guys.
Okay,
okay. I'm sorry, Carl.
Now look what's going on right now, guys. Can somebody put that in the chat? I'm gonna play that last little minute real quick. All of that passive aggressive energy. Put a fire emoji in the chat or put a boo-boo emoji in the chat. If you saw all of that passive aggressive energy from all of these different groups, you got black women, you got gay black men, you got transgenders, all of the different energy, right? But listen to it and watch Conscious TV. He's trying to gain control of the narrative. That's what's going on right now.
The way that you are or not, then that's with yourself. But you are aware that God made me a gay feminine male.
Let me because you're saying some very interesting things here, and I don't want to forget to I think this conversation
it's hot. It is. It is, y'all. It is.
But it needs to be.
But it needs to be spoken on. It needs to be discussed.
It needs to be discussed. It needs to be spoken on, and we need to unite.
Hello, you guys.
Okay,
okay. I'm sorry, Conscious. Go ahead, baby.
You hear what they said? It needs to be spoken on. It needs to be spoken on. And then somebody else said, yeah, but we need to unite. Can somebody put that in the chat? Who are they talking about? Who do they need to unite against? Remember, we're talking politics. We're talking wartime. I told you there's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. Who do they put the answer in the chat for extra credit? Who are they Who do they need to unite against in particular?
Get to it. I think this conversation
It's hot. It is. It is, y'all. It is.
But it needs to be.
But it needs to be spoken on. It needs to be
Right. It needs to be
discussed.
discussed. It needs to be spoken on, and we need to unite.
Hello, you guys.
Okay,
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Conscious. Go ahead, baby.
I love y'all.
Go ahead. Love you.
y'all.
You hear what they said? The conversation is hot. Can somebody put that in the chat? These people said that the Beehive said this is the hot conversation right now. Man, I need one of y'all to at least give me a round of applause. I just entered. We're in the Beehive right now. Do you know that? Right now, we are a fly on the wall in the Beehive, and they can't even see us. I'm the one who brought you the exclusive footage. They said, this is the hot conversation, guys. This is what's going on. Oh, my God. And they can barely even contain themselves. They can't even blame the patriarchy. Talk to me.
The way that you are or not, then that's with yourself.
Oh,
but
Kevin.
you are aware that God made me a gay feminine male.
Let me, because you're saying some very interesting things here, and I don't want to forget to it. I think this conversation.
It's hot. It is.
Yeah,
it is, y'all. It is.
But it needs to be.
But it needs to be spoken on. It needs to be discussed.
It needs to be discussed. It needs to be spoken on, and we need to unite.
Hello, you guys.
Okay,
okay. I'm sorry, Conscious. Go ahead, baby.
I love y'all.
We need to unite. We need to have the conversation about who is a real woman, and we need to get over it and unite against who, guys? Against, obviously, the straight black man, like I told you before. I'm about to get out of here. I keep on saying that, but this is just too interesting, guys. This is really interesting.
Go ahead. Love you. Pardon me. I'm sorry.
I just want to say that.
Put the boo-boo emoji and the trash emoji in the chat. If you see how passive-aggressive, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at Breeze. Look at Breeze's stupid dumb ass. I'm gonna tell you the truth, guys. I'm sorry to sound dumb. I'm sorry to sound so chauvinistic, but you see the woman over there. Her name is Breeze, with the gray shirt. Breeze is the perfect candidate. I just want to knock her head between the washer and dryer. Now tell me in the chat if I'm sick and twisted. Am I sick and twisted? I just revealed my innermost thoughts. This woman's face and how she's been acting, and she has no idea what's going on, and she's a grown woman, and she has her own apartment. I want to knock her head between the washer and dryer. That's what I want to do. Is there something wrong with me, guys? Talk to me. Give me therapy. Do I need a intervention? And also put the boo-boo emoji if you see all of the passive aggressiveness. All of it.
This is a sociological issue in terms of this male man thing.
That word, the word man and woman. Yes.
So my thing is, we're gonna have to dive even deeper, because to say this is the way God made you, the reality is natural born women don't even practice that, because if they did, they would not put the weave in, they would not get the big boobs, they wouldn't get the BBLs, they wouldn't do the body modifications that they do in order to feel feminine.
But do that still take away Conscious from them being a woman? But Conscious, do that still take them from being a woman, whether they get extra enhancement? Okay.
I want y'all to hear the whole thing. And I think
now, does anybody see what's going on? And I'm going to keep on saying this to the end of time. I'm about to get out of here. But does anybody see what's going on? Now, Conscious is just trying to bully the conversation from everybody. Now he doesn't have any allies. Do you see what's going on? Conscious TV no longer has any allies. Now he just needs to be right. And the conversation becomes exactly what Jay asked earlier. Who the fuck is Conscious TV? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 7 people on the chat. But you feel like you can tell everybody, hold on. Listen to me. Remember, he was already on the live stream for an hour and a half before he allowed people to call in. Now they're calling in, and he's saying, no. You don't understand. Listen, listen, listen. I thought this was the moment for the panel. Oh, let me guess. This is shame language. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. And remember, I had this man on my live stream because I really wanted to try to bridge the gap. I really believed that I could do some help with this. Whole time, this nigga thought he can try to embarrass me, or this nigga made a video because I said I want to knock a bitch head between the washer and dryer. Anybody who knows me outside of work, because I can't say the shit at work, but if I was outside of work, I'll say that shit to my mama. My mama needs her motherfucking head knocked between the washer and dryer. How about that? My mother needs her head knocked between the washer and dryer. I said it. J-Lethal, put that on my shit. Put that on my gravestone. How about that? Because this pussy ass nigga got 50,000 subscribers and he's talking this stupid shit. His own subscribers don't even fuck with what he's saying. Do you see what's happening? It's a beautiful time to be alive. Listen to this pussy ass nigga, man. Conscious TV, man, you know I love you, but you a pussy ass nigga, and you know that you identify as a pussy ass nigga, so you can't even call this bullying. Come on.
I mean, unfortunately, this conversation is about to get even more fucking complicated. I'm telling everybody right now, pull out your aspirins because y'all.
Yes.
Here he goes. He said, now the conversation is about to get more complicated. See, this is the reason why I had a 10-hour conversation with this nigga, because he just talks in a fucking circle. The black woman said they don't agree with this shit. The gay black man said they don't agree with this shit. The only person that agree with it is an extremist transgender. The only person that's trying to claim womanhood is an extremist transgender. Even the most common transgenders aren't trying to just claim womanhood. But this nigga, Conscious TV, is going to step out and defend the extremist. And I don't even have more patience to listen to this nigga. I got to get out of here. But I'm going to play about 30 more seconds to see what the fuck is this nigga have anything to say. He never, Conscious, you let me down, nigga. Conscious, you're a smart gentleman. You're a smart brother. You are too smart to be talking for 5 hours and not saying nothing, nigga. Everybody put your favorite emoji in the chat for Conscious TV for talking so much but not saying any motherfucking thing. How do you talk for 5 hours and not say nothing? I show you receipts. Conscious TV just, well, and I feel like the transgender bodies need to be policed and the toxic masculinity, patriarchy. That's my problem with you, Conscious. You talk too motherfucking much and you don't say nothing. If you was saying something like Mo Fax called into the chat the other night and he was going off and saying a lot of information that was real and solid and concrete and interesting, I'll let you talk. But if you're going to talk about cisgendered and all this other goofy shit, nigga, you lost me. And I want to put it on the record that J-Lethal was one of the first people to say that this cisgender shit is goofy. And now these women want to say the same shit that we've been saying, even though who was the one that was talking about Dwayne Wade? Can somebody tell me in the chat what demographic in America was shaming Dwayne Wade? Who was shaming this type of shit? Meanwhile, the black woman was twerking her ass at the Pride Parade. I went to the Pride Parade one time, and that was to expose the shit, and you know that. So when the black man's been speaking about this shit, and now Target, and now Bud Light, and everybody else is losing their fucking mind, the black man's been calling this shit out, and you never gave us credit. And look at this goofy ass nigga with 50,000 subscribers. Let's listen to the goofy nigga with 50,000. Fuck it, because J-Lethal doesn't even know what he's doing. Let's listen to this goofy ass nigga with 50,000 subscribers.
Yes.
Intellectual subject and it's difficult. It's all of that. But my thing is too, I think we also have not distinguished femininity from female or femininity from woman. And my issue is with this is because I was watching hold on for a minute, you guys. Hey Norma.
The woman's part
Can
of
you hear
the
me?
trans.
Norma?
And some
Okay,
people are scared.
Okay, dude. Go out and come back in. So listen to this, y'all. I was watching somebody that I am subscribed to on YouTube a few weeks ago, and I spoke about this. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and go to my community tab because it was just already well articulated. Hold on. Thumbs up this video, you guys.
I love it. I love it when he says who's doing.
It's going to get complicated as hell. Okay? Hold
Who
on.
doing? Who doing?
Hold on.
I love it. I love it when he says who's doing, and etc.
I just wish that we all can just come to. When we leave this, I want all of us, LGBT, women, men, heterosexual. I would love for everyone to hear this, and I hope that we can come to some type of agreement. That's it.
And come together.
And come together. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I want to get over with so that we're not here super all night.
I think biological females need to come together with the transgender women. Yes, sweetheart.
Okay,
yes,
hold on.
sweetheart.
Oh, that is a whole
I wrote this. I need y'all to listen. Hey, Conscious Crew. I was watching one of my favorite content creators.
Okay, this is where I'm leaving, guys, because this is where it gets ridiculous. I'm gonna watch it later, but this is why. This is my point. This is my final point. Look at he opened up the panel. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this, y'all. These women are out of their minds. Hold on. Let me say something real quick. Hold on. So this dude, Conscious TV, I'm literally about to get out of here. Conscious TV. Ravine, look at this. I was about to play more of this video, and then he showed me why I need to stop right now. Because he talked for an hour and a half, and then he opened up the panel and he cut off everybody that disagreed with him, which is everybody. And then he said, hey, shut up, everybody. Listen to this. Look at this, guys. He told them, shut up, everybody. Now let me read this long-ass Bible scripture.
Ooh, child.
Bible scripture that he wrote, and he expects them to sit down and listen to his fucking bullshit. Put a fire emoji or a doo-doo emoji or a trash emoji or a tomato emoji if you see why I was talking to this nigga for 30 hours. Because this is what he does. This is a psychological condition, guys. Somebody put that in the chat. This is a psychological condition. Can somebody please put that in the chat? I'm dealing with somebody with a psychological condition who's trying to tell you that you need to listen to him because he knows about womanhood, and so you should shut the fuck up. Can somebody talk to me in the chat? He's telling you you need to listen to him because he knows about womanhood, and just shut the fuck up. Right when he opens up the hold on, I'm trying to figure something out. Look at this paragraph, guys. Do y'all see this paragraph anyway? Oh, what the hell? Look at this paragraph, man. Hold on. Let me just see the. I want y'all to see the delusion. At this minute, I'm literally leaving in 30 seconds, but I want y'all to hear the delusion, and I'm gone.
Which shall remain nameless because I do not desire that she experience any backlash as a result of my thoughts on comments that she recently made about what are essentially androgynous men. She was like, hold on, it's a lot of background noise. I'm just gonna mute everybody temporarily so that the audience can hear it too. Okay. All right, everybody. Okay. So it says she was live recently and started talking about her navigating TikTok as a new content creator there. And she was talking about some of the strange things that she's seen on the platform, such as a lot of the male makeup gurus who be slaying hair and makeup on the platform with full-on facial hair. And she proposed that those men should just make a full transition, be a woman or a man, or stay in their lane as a man. She then said that she wasn't homophobic and people...
Somebody put that in the chat. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, nigga, you lost your motherfucking mind, Conscious. I love you, but somebody put that in the chat. Conscious TV has righteously lost his motherfucking mind. He's under a strong delusion, and I just wanted to take this moment to show the black women that these transgender people, as well as the white people and everybody else that you gathered along with against us, they're not your friends, okay? Can somebody put that in the chat? The transgender is not your friend. I got to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining me. Somebody tell Conscious TV he's tripping. Hold on. Let me say this real quick. Where's Conscious? Where's he at? They had a whole discussion for 5 hours about this shit. I'm not about to watch that shit. Somebody tell Conscious TV to go vogue his ass somewhere else with that bullshit. If you're not going to have a real discussion, we're not going to play your game, bro. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all. Until the next time I see you, holla at your boy. I got to go, man. I wasn't even supposed to be here tonight, so I still Runaway Slave Gang until the next time I see you, shit. Solo, I'm going to play this song for Solo Dolo. I do remember this song, Solo. Shout out to Ab Soul, man. I do remember this song.
It was all a dream. I swear it never happened. I wrote like Edgar Allan. I was poor like Edgar Allan. Let me hit the weed. You know I really need that. Missing screws, bending rules like kneecaps. I don't even know what's real. I'm just being real. Making moves. Just another human being still. Play the fool. You jealous dudes are just to play the fool. Tell the truth. I'm the coldest cat. Saber tooth. Blaze the bull. Blaze the Buddha. This ain't hookah. You hit this shit a few times, you might see the future. Ask my nigga Blocker. We be rolling up that Blanca. Just retire. If I like to spire, I might blow your blocker. Enjoy your mind trip, but don't trip on your mind. No man say from the war going on outside. That's right. You ever been conscious in a coma? Please don't tell my mama this ain't marijuana. I might be tripping off that DMT. TDE, limitless like we on NCT. I made my dreams reality, so to speak, or so they say. I could still be asleep. The black sheep running with a pack of wolves, diamond in the rough. Tell Brock I need a pack of wolves quickly. 2 white cups full of codeine, plus I got 2 white sluts down to blow me. Can't you see I'm floating like root beer and ice cream? My synapses act like lightning. Probably why I'm so enlightening. Probably why these niggas can't fuck with me. I'm looking like who the fuck invited them? Me? They failed in testing like what's inside of them. Solo. Say it like you mean it. My demeanor is the meanest. I'm getting meaner by the minute. It's mine, my speed. Mine is speed. Your time is tick. Guys, meters. Be in a space where matter don't matter. Spirit molecules and geometric patterns. Shitted in the crater. Last time I sat on Saturn. Got a letter from Andromeda. They tryna shrine my bladder. Enjoy your mind trip, but don't trip on your mind. No man safe from the war going on outside. That's right. You ever been conscious in a coma? Please don't tell my mama this ain't marijuana. I might be tripping off that DMT. TDE, limitless like we on NZT. I make my dreams reality, so to speak, or so they say. I could still be asleep. I'm in a whole nother realm, go to hell. Last nigga tried to scratch the surface, broke a nail. Last nigga tried to cross the line, got crucified. We overseas, back to back, never wore Chanel. The new nucleus never sitting in a cell. Genius, idiot, best description of myself. I'm in the fucking lab coat rhyming this higher shit. When I die, donate my organs to science, bitch.
You got 3 eyes, 3 eyes, 3 eyes.
So,
3 eyes, 3 eyes, 3 eyes. You got 3 eyes, 3 eyes, 3 eyes. You got 3 eyes, but you could never see eyes. 3 eyes, 3 eyes, 3 eyes. You got 3 eyes, 3 eyes, 3 eyes. You got 3 eyes, 3 eyes, 3 eyes. You got 3 eyes, but you could never see eyes. 3 eyes, 3 eyes, 3 eyes. You got 3
Peace, y'all. I'll see y'all next week if it be the will of the Most High. Stay on the run. Stay on the run. Fuck the police. Fuck the government. Holla at your boy. I'm gone.